training. I was fucking training to match it, you know? Do you like it? That's it. Hello guys, I'm glad. Not synced? What do you mean not synced? That was so fucking synced. DJ Gnu, no! No, you're like stabbing me. Damn. Holy shit. Well timed, Cogito. Thank you. I'm so glad, guys, you're here and I'm here. It's fun as always. You know, I'm always wondering, you know, what is the perfect beat, you know? What is the perfect beat to actually come over on, you know? And I think that is the exact one that I like the most, you know? That's the exact one. Anyway, I think I learned how to fucking type that perfectly now. Yes. Adam wrote, have a good stream and best wishes. Thank you so much, Adam. My friends, thank you for being here. I am so happy to see you. I already see some people that haven't been here last time. El Bugato, thank you, my friend, that you're with us. We missed you. We missed you terribly. And I already see my dear Reds on the chat. You guys are the best. You guys are the best for coming over. We already have Kira, our in-game photographer. We already have Chivog, our customer support engineer. We have Ayano, our dear UI producer. I don't think I've seen more Reds so far. At least those three. And from moderators, of course, our dear friend Cogito, thank you so much. By the way, guys, if you're interested in Destiny 2 or God of War, Ayano's streaming as well. You can find her in my recommended streamers. You may want to check it out. They are moving forward with those two games. Hello, guys. Nice to have you. So, there's been few things. There's been few things that that happened last week, right? I think there was like few things that happened last week, and I wanted to mention. As always, you know, every fucking week is really eventful, isn't it? So, maybe I will start from the fact that Edgerunners have been nominated to Best Anime of the Year and like I think 10 other categories in the Anime Awards by Crunchyroll, which I think is fucking cool. And I think we have like retweeted that news about the Edgerunners, you know, being nominated in all those categories. So, my dears, if you didn't vote yet, then I think it's bad. And I think there's some homework to be done. Anyway, if you liked Edgerunners, it would be awesome if you guys can vote for us, because I think that the Edgerunners was quite okay. It's quite okay, and therefore maybe it would be nice, you know, if it would get some awards. But, you know, anyway, only if you believe it makes sense. Yes, exactly. As Magda said, it's quite fine. You know, it's quite fine. So I think that's important to say, right? Isn't it? Ekulndart S19, thank you so much, my friend, for the sub. I really appreciate it. Pablo, oh, I love the question from Pablo. I knew that one is coming, so maybe let's take this out of the way. Is it a decent soundtrack to answer this question? I think it's a pretty cool one. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's challenge that. Or let's face that question. Anyway, Pablo wrote, Pablo, can you tell us what it's like to be a quest director and work on the biggest expansion in the history of the studio? I don't know, Pablo, how it is, to be completely honest with you. I know how it is to be a quest director and work on the most expensive expansion we ever did. This I know, you know, expansion having the biggest budget. This I definitely know. how it feels. And again, you know, like I don't want to comment on this news, my friends, because it will become a fucking news update, and I don't need more people taking interest in my cozy streams because I don't want to be in trouble. But I think I will make an exception. And oh Jesus Christ! Thank you so much, Kogito, for gifting the subs. You're the best. Thank you so much. And Kushik's got it. Kushik, I hope you will enjoy those emotes. Dink, Plocky, Kushik's, Pravarish, I think all of you I remember from the chat. Signed Rasmus, I don't. But again, guys, enjoy the emotes. And thank you so much, Kogito, for gifting the subs. Okay, so I was saying that I will do an exception. Wait, but the music changed. I don't know. I need like some good tune to answer this question. Okay, that was quite okay, I think. However, it has this, I would say, pretty desperate undertone, right, Camille? Okay, I think it's a pretty decent soundtrack. To answer this question. Anyway, one thing that I wanted to say about the expansion, and it's an exception, first time I will comment on that, is that really the expansion, I really think the expansion is going to be really fucking okay. And that is as much of the comment as I have regarding this topic. Okay, I think it's gonna be really fucking okay. You can quote me on that. I think this is the only case where I'm willing to really fucking okay or fine. I'm a bit torn. You know, I'm a bit torn. It's like when you're working on something and putting a lot of time into it, you never really know exactly how it will turn out. Like not 100%. So I'm balancing between like really fucking okay and fine. You know, I think like we will have to like probably meet here after the release, after you guys played it. You have your own opinion, and then we'll have to decide if it's really fucking okay or fine. You know, I think those two. I hope Phantom Liberty is in the Q2 or Q3 2023. Aquanus roped. I mean, my friend, I'm not commenting on any things like this, but I'm glad you're here with us. You know, my friend. 3D Man wrote it will be epically okay. I mean, that's not what I said. I said it will be fucking okay. So yes. Anyway, I'm sure it will be dead ass okay. Sure. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to add more adjectives to it. You know. Hello, Selina Kyle. Great to have you with us. I'm glad. Family friendly, exactly. Oh yes, that's gonna be like family friendly. Okay, yes. So Shraft to K wrote like I think it's an excellent. I think this will be like an excellent like news. So Shraft to K said CDPR dev describes expansion as fine as he explores a career change to Twitch streamer. Is CDPR in trouble? 3 question marks. Yeah, I get you, Shraft. Yeah, it's definitely out there. It definitely makes me worried, you know. Anyway, my dears, it is what it is. It is what it is. What can we do? You know, what can we do? ADV online wrote just patiently waiting to pre-order just patiently waiting for the pre-order. Thank you so much, my friend. It's really appreciated. Small Sandayo wrote family friendly. Okay. Oh yes, I read that. Machiavelli, is there any plans to show some gameplay from Phantom Liberty? We all know there are some new features on the way, like the car chases. I mean, Machiavelli, you know, I cannot. It's that I'm not going to. I cannot comment on the, you know, like PR strategy and plans and whatnot. You know. Regarding on that front, my friend, you know it. So it's like, you know, when when the team responsible for PR, you know, and comms will be ready, they will for sure start doing stuff, you know, according to the plan. I'm not going to add anything more, my friend. Okay. Prostame says, hoping for Phantom Liberty to be a physical package. Your boxes and bonuses are a blast. Yeah, I honestly love the box versions of our games. And, you know, I'm glad you're looking forward to it, my friend. Priest in 1977 says, as you have started the year, hopefully will be the best blessing for you and your family, as well as everyone in the chat. Thank you so much, Priest 1977. Have you seen video essay You're Wrong about Cyberpunk? Came out a couple days ago, almost 3 hours long, but really well done. DubTF, did you see my comment? Of course I've seen it. Of course I've seen it. I watched it like right away when it came out. The essay. You're wrong about Cyberpunk. It's quite cool. Even though the guy doesn't seem to be liking our phone calls, especially from Delamain. So yes, there were like few things like he didn't like the animations for Mantis Blades. I was like, I don't think they're that bad, to be completely honest. But again, you know, maybe my expectation versus his expectations, that's like a different sort of level in a way. I thought our Mantis Blade animations are quite fucking cool, but again, you know, he didn't like them too much, and the phone calls, especially from Delamain. But you know, he actually got so many things right. So I was hoping so much, you know, on this kind of a sort of a discourse, you know, when Cyberpunk came out. So I'm glad that it's kind of happening, because this was, I think last week I watched like 3 or 4 bigger essays about Cyberpunk, and like all of them are already quite verbose and eloquent and well researched. So yes, I remember like there's one essay by one guy that I don't remember the author, but but what happened was there was a guy on his chat called Wet Pickle 99, I believe. And Wet Pickle 99 said that you cannot speak about Cyberpunk because you didn't put enough hours into it. So the guy went in and like replayed the whole game with all the side content, with all the side quests, the big side quests especially. But he have done everything. I think he has done everything, and like in a way redone his essay, and it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch, you know. Keanu Relieves. So Keanu Relieves wrote on the chat, is CDPR planning to make a terrorist attack on a big corporate tower to make Cyberpunk a canon? I mean, that sounds a very interesting PR stunt, I have to admit, my friend. But you know, I'm not sure how that would be taken by the authorities. To be completely honest with you. Crucifix wrote, I hope we'll know the release date soon. I need to let my manager know that I'm going for a leave, lol. Yes, Crucifix, that is a very interesting topic. A very interesting topic. I am sure that we'll officially talk about it when the time is right. You know, whatever that means in this context. Endre B21, any plans for 20th of August this particular year? Yes, we probably know what happened at that time. However, I'm not going to say anything regarding the plans or anything like this. Lord 3K wrote, they are thing okay. Mantis Blades, okay. If you say so, my friend. If you say so. Okay then, my dears, I'm checking any further comments because like I'm thinking, is there anything else that I wanted to mention? So I wanted, oh yes, and I think I forgot to mention the box version of The Witcher 3 Next Gen update, the PS5 and Xbox, right, is coming at 26th of January, right? We have announced this, I think, this week. So my dears, you already know that. I remember like there were questions on the previous streams regarding that topic. So I am just mentioning this because like some of you guys seem to be waiting for it. Oh God, dear Lord, there's so many questions in the chat. Okay, let me go through them. Does the game still keep getting optimized? I feel like the game is so nice graphic-wise, but keeps sometime getting frame drops, and I have a big machine. Warsick Live said, well, I mean, we are doing various things, to be honest, with the game, but I am not allowed to really speak exactly what we are doing, my friends, before it's a public knowledge. So we know though about like some issues with optimization here and there. Now, and you can like when you will look at the previous patches, there was a ton of optimization done. So that's as much as I can add, my friend. Greybeard 2026 choo choo. Okay. If you're going to finish playthrough before the release of the expansion, you need to finish soon, right? You said that you thought you had about 40 hours of play left. That means we have 40 weeks left before the release. We can't wait that long. Well, I mean, I am... You guys are so clever. By the way, you guys are so clever. You're trying to like triangulate my length of playthrough versus, you know, the release. I mean, honestly, even with my knowledge, I'm not able to do that. So, you know, I don't think that is possible to be done, to be completely honest. But yes, Greybeard, in case we finish before the release, we will play Witcher 3. The last PC version, because the thing is that, you know, that's another game from CDPR, of course, that I've been working on. So I can tell you guys some cool shit about it. So I think it makes complete sense to do that. Cannot wait for Phantom Liberty, but still having fun with the base game. Been playing since 1.5, but waiting since 2013. I'm currently over 1,000 hours. Jesus Christ, my friend. 1,000 hours. That's like almost 5 times more than I have on this save, right? So that is fucking a lot. King Candy Live asks, any new samurai songs in the expansion? My friend. I unfortunately cannot talk about any future content, but I'm really thankful you're with us, you know, and that you're asking. There are some things I can't talk about, and there are some things that I will be executed if I talk about. So you know what? I still have so much life left in me. You know, after all, I'm only 47. You know, I still want to live as much as I have left in me. I cannot be talking about content like that. King Candy Live. I'm sorry, my friend. Yes, 47. I'm not 47. I'm 37. It's a joke that basically everyone on the chat always writes that I'm 47. I'm not. Maybe I'm old, you know, mentally. That's for sure. Mentally, I'm like 90. Atomic Sarina. Small question about Johnny and storming Arasaka Tower. In the game, we did not see a true background of this event. That actually it was not Johnny's idea, and there was Militech and Morgan Blackhand involved. Was this intentional to leave this information out, or did you guys want to alter the story a bit, considering a tabletop original game? Not sure if someone asked this before. Yes, this was sorta asked before. I mentioned that, like, the way how the Johnny's memories are looking. This is of course our deliberate action and planning. We've been, you know, really consciously trying to make it like this, that you are maybe not getting exactly in a full story of what happened. But I don't want to go deeper into this topic because this will already step into the sphere of interpretation of why it is so. And we wanted you guys to have final say in that. And it's up to you, actually. And it's up to your interpretation. What do you think about this and why it is so? It's also important, you know, in this context of the question that you mentioned, to think about the rules of adaptation. When you're adapting something from the tabletop, in this case to the computer game, you know, there's lots of the things that maybe are not that important in the given context, and or maybe are not serving the story that you're trying to tell the best, you know. And that's as much as I will say about this topic, because I don't want to step into interpreting the game, you know, for you guys. That's your, like, that, you know, that's basically what you should be deciding on. Dragon G33 wrote, "Hey Pavel, do you believe in the open world fatigue thing?" I mean, depends in what kind of context, Dragon, you mean that? Like, I think that definitely, like, as a player, I cannot, like, handle too many open worlds or one after another. The way I'm playing the games is like I'm playing a bigger game and then I'm switching to, like, smaller indie title and then I'm switching to the big game again. And this is the way I'm playing. So if you're talking about the player's fatigue, I believe that that's the case. You know, I do have something like this. However, there are people that I know that just love open worlds, and those are the only games they play. Because they just love to be, you know, submerged in the world and really get lost in that world. And honestly, I've been this kind of player a lot for many years of my life. Nowadays, I have this thing that I love getting into the world and having a lot of it, but then having a small break and playing something smaller. So, for instance, like just over the Christmas, I finished Ni no Kuni, which is like a semi-open world game. It's a JRPG, if you didn't hear about it. I think it came out in 2018, 17, the first one. I believe so. And so that was the Ni no Kuni that I was playing, and now I'm playing Children of Morta with the expansions. So yes. 3D Man said, "Pavel, if you could call everyone's manager to let them know we need some time off." Oh yes, perfect. Excellent idea. Excellent idea. Excellent idea. TV Haruk asks, did you listen to already 7,800 tracks submitted to Growl music contents? I mean, I am not in the team that does it, but I know that the team has been working on it, and I'm not going to add anything more, you know, because, like, when information will be public about the contest, then we can talk about it a bit more. But I was not the one who was listening to this music, even though I listened to a bit, right? I listened to a bit of it. I know some of the things, but definitely didn't listen to 7,800. That is quite hardcore, I would say. My dears. Alrix Brr asks, have you considered re-adding any possible cut content, story-related, like other quests, for example, in this window of time while we are waiting for the DLC? Well, my friend, so the thing is, like, nothing is being made out by itself, right? It's all being made by the devs. So if we would like deliver you guys something in the time you are waiting for the expansion, we would have to take a significant amount of resources, and by resources I mean like time and people, away from the expansion, right? I hope that's completely clear, you know? So, like, more focused we are, sooner it will be, you know? That's the way it works, my friend. And also, like, I wanted to add something to the myth of the COD content. Like, the thing is, like, because like in case of Cyberpunk, it was mostly a myth. It was partially true in some small extent in comparison to what was shipped. And the same goes for Witcher 3, right? Like the famous Jorvet storyline that fucking completely didn't work and was just worse quality than what we are used to, and than what you guys expect from us on the narrative front. So like, if something is not in the game, it means that there were reasons for it, that there were reasons for it. I always tell my designers, when we were actually designing things, there's this rule that I always bring up. That is that if you are like building up, and if you're learning, and if you're like trying to prepare as good content for your game as possible, and that applies to movies, books as well, then it's not about you actually coming up with 100 ideas and adding 100 ideas to the game. It's about you coming with 100 ideas, picking 5 of them, and making those 5 really polished and really working in an amazing way. Because nobody in the world has only good ideas. I have to tell you, my friends, that I have mostly bad ideas, and my ideas are pretty crap for most of the time. But the thing is, what I do, I work on my ideas to the point that I find an excellent idea, something that I love, something that I'm passionate about, something I believe in, something that is fresh, something that is new, something that has potential. And I take that, and then I make that a bigger thing, a bigger quest, a storyline, something that you guys can be proud of, something that you guys can be excited about, something that feels amazing in the game. That's the methodology that I think every creative person who is creative by who is sort of doing this kind of work daily, whose livelihood is this kind of work. That's the way you do it. It's not with coming up with 100 ideas and putting all of them into the game. It's about picking 5, So let's say if you're about to have 100 quests in the game, then we probably need to pitch 10,000, at least few thousand to have 100 in the game. That's a normal thing. I think normally it's around maybe 5 to 10%. If we are hitting 10% of the ideas that are great and we really want to do them, that means that the team is already fucking knocking it out of the park. That means that the team's already excellent, that the team's already so trained, so good, basically, in that shit, So 10%, I think, is fucking incredible, honestly. Sometimes it's difficult to get 1. That is absolutely incredible, But again, after that, then you need to, of course, execute, right? And you need to execute in the budget and time you have, in the team you have, and so on. So, that's the last thing I wanted to add regarding this cut content topic, is that, you guys don't want to have crap content in the game. You want to have an amazing content in the game, correct? I believe I'm right here, right? Nobody wants to have, in the game they're playing, they're invested in something that is not good. You want to play an excellent game. And I think that's the way to do it, Anyway, my friends, I'm getting way too deep into that topic. But just wanted to make sure I mentioned this and explained it as well as I can. Stranger3 asks, do you think it would be cool to add some unique dialogue options which would be Johnny kind of response as the story progress, showing that the border between him and V is slowly disappearing? Was this concept even discussed? I mean, that concept was discussed, Stranger, and the way it's executed in the game is the way we felt it's good. For instance, the tapeworm quest and that whole storyline. When you have those significant sort of breakthroughs, and then later in Chipping In, when you have this scene with Johnny at the at the oil fields, and together with that, you actually as a player, at the moment when the sickness is progressing, right, we are actually like progressing with the stages of the sickness, so like the worse and worse and worse things are happening to V, and you can feel that progression happen. And also, like, as that is happening more and more often, when you look at the mirror in the apartments, sometimes you will see Johnny instead of V. So those are the methods that we have employed, trying to build that thing, Stranger. Because we have tried like multiple different approaches, things that would like feel the best, just because of how open the structure of the game is, and because like you as a player, you can really do various things, and making sure that all of those open scenarios, in a way, your relationship with Johnny still makes sense with the way it's constructed. It was quite challenging. That's why it was built the way it's done currently in Cyberpunk. Do I see there are better or even better ways to execute it? I think so. Like, I think like if we would go into even like higher levels of complication, I am able to like come up with a bunch of different like solutions and upgrades sort of to this method to make it even more striking, I think. But again, like in the time frame and budget that we have, that was everything we were able to do. And I think like at the end it does it gets the job done. That's the way I would say it. Skyline 9 says, oh, I love this question. Every new game of the team focuses more and more on personal stories of main characters. Is it unconscious decision of CDPR, or you really go heavier into existentialism topics? Well, I mean, so there's two factors to your question, because like you assume that telling the stories about personal stories about characters is by default existentialism, and I don't think so. That's really true. Now, it might be that in Cyberpunk that was exactly that we have picked, and I'm curious if that's really true. I really don't think so, to be honest, that it's true even in Cyberpunk Skyline. Because that's the question from Skyline 9. Like, I think like by default, yes, there is a lot of existentialism in Cyberpunk in general, but it's not everywhere really. And those two things do not mean the same. Like, focusing on a personal storylines do not mean going into existentialism. And you're asking if it's an unconscious decision. No, it's a completely conscious decision. It's a conscious decision to focus on the stories of the characters versus the stories of the worlds, because like I personally, and again, it's my personal opinion, my friends, I am not too excited about storylines that are really focused on you as a player saving the world, you saving the galaxy, you saving the planet, you saving, whoever, right? I'm not really too curious about this, to be completely honest. I think like and again, it's a part of the philosophical discussion we can have, of course. It's a part, of course, of the modern culture, but like we as human beings, like by default, we don't really have impact on the whole world, on the whole galaxies. This is not what the life is. That's not really how it is. I think it was Aristoteles, right, that brought this thing that he said that life has no meaning unless you give it a meaning. Like, I think it's up to us and you and us as people to give our life a meaning. But it's completely unrealistic to believe that we as humans, we can impact a sort of the direction, a trajectory, a vector where the human race is going. Is it? I think it's completely unrealistic belief, And again, yeah, you can probably make a point that it's a part of a philosophy of our games, that this is the way we believe. Because I think like one of our responsibilities is, in a way, as creators, is to tell stories that in a way make sense and don't create a distorted version of the reality for people, players, people who are basically consuming the culture, the arts that we are creating, right? I think it's a responsibility of every artist. And the thing is that, you know, we are not really like, the story is about us like shifting the whole fucking galaxy and so on. Those are quite like far-fetched and not believable. And again, crafting something that's really impactful and touching is so much, I think, less impactful than for you as a player than really a personal story, you know? Like, I think there's so much more than you can sort of get for yourself when in a form of experience. Let's say when you have Baron's storyline, right? And you know, the domestic violence and PTSD and alcoholism, about which the story is, it's so much more impactful and valuable than the story of saving the galaxy and saving the world, really. Like, because like the, you know, it's almost a joke nowadays, you know, that the culture teaches us that, you know, there's this big dilemma in a story, right? And then you watch or experience or play a game, you know, that this dilemma is about, and you find out that the dilemma was about the fact that hero didn't have enough belief in himself or herself to actually do it. And the story is about hero believing that they can do it. And at the end, they do it. And it's just kind of so shallow for me, and it feels really like... So, anyhow, Skyline, amazing fucking question, my friend. I love topics like this. Sorry that I went so deep into this, but as you can imagine, I love shit like this. The thing is, like, what I was trying to say is, like, personal stories do not mean existentialism by default. However, I do not think that there is anything bad in existentialism, honestly. And again, I don't know what I will be thinking as an artist in like 10 years from now, but nowadays I find personal stories of the people so much more impactful and involving and interesting, you know? Best games and movies and books that I know, that I played, that I watched, that I read, all are about the personal stories of the characters experiencing something special for them, not for the world. They are not saving anyone. And again, yes, you know, Cyberpunk is about saving yourself. And again, this ties up with Cyberpunk as a genre and noir as it is, right? It's really, you know, Cyberpunk, it is in fact quite bleak and quite sad in its, you know, description of the world, that you can't really, you know, save, that you can't really save, you know, anyone else but yourself. And Cyberpunk 2077 asks the question if you can really save yourself. And, you know, there's actually, I think, lots of answers to this question, and I don't want to go deeper into this because I don't want to start speaking about interpretation of the game, because I know you guys have your own opinion about this, and that opinion is important. I have to admit that there was like 1 billion questions when I was talking. Bob Sadowska, thank you so much for the sub, my friend. Hello, Mr. Sasko and Chad. Hope you're doing well, chums. I think we are going well. We are doing well. Alok Tak says, Paweł Sasko, when? I hope that... I hope that it ties up. I'm not sure what when means, but yes. Anyhow, my friends, let me really quickly check your comments. Machiavelli said, "Do you have any quest in Phantom Liberty that made you think this is the best quest I ever made?" Oh, I can't comment on that, Machiavelli. This is too much like stepping into commenting what is in the game. So no, I'm sorry. Selena Kala wrote, that's exactly what I love about Cyberpunk. What's this t-shirt you're sporting today? I am sporting the Witcher signs, as you can see. I think I bought it like some time ago. I think it's a part of a black collection. This is how it's called in our Red Gear shop. So yeah, I love. I really like this shirt, so I got it. Uranium Bullet, without saying what they are, has the stream and your close dialogue with the community influenced any aspect of Cyberpunk's continued development, even if it was something small? Oh, Uranium Bullet, of course. Of course it has influenced it. Actually, so it influenced so many things. It influenced the some of the creative decisions I made in regards of the content. It influenced a lot my decisions and approach and mindset when it comes to the patches and exactly what was going into the patches, because like I am one of the guys, as I mentioned, in the closing squad, so we are responsible for shipping stuff from on Cyberpunk, and the since like 1.3 since patch 1.3, and that has influenced me a lot, you know, specifically like what issues we work on, what features we work on, what things we put a lot of attention on, what things need I would say improvements or changes, things that have been pointed out by you guys multiple times. So yeah, I mean, it has influenced me a lot. And I have learned a lot, actually, from you. Just from listening to the questions, answering them, and from the dialogue we are having. Like, I think this is one of the biggest benefits for me personally regarding those streams. You know, outside of the fact that you guys make me fucking go through fire when it comes to questions. And literally, if I get kidnapped by, like, you know, ISIS at some point and they're gonna torture me and waterboard me, I think I'm not gonna give up anything about Phantom Liberty or any project, you know, because you guys have done such a great job with your questions. So, yes. Anyway, the Fierce Yas Queen, interesting. When designing the quest lines for Cyberpunk, was it hard for you and the other devs to hide the fact that Judy murdered Lucius Ryan? And how did you guys decide on that as a plot twist? The Fierce Yas Queen, a very interesting question. A very interesting, I may say, theory, my friend. It was definitely a bigger discussion, you know, when we were designing that incredible plot twist. Thank you for your question. Uranium Bullet, without saying what they are. Oh Jesus, that's the question I already saw, because you guys repaste some of your questions and then I end up reading the same thing. Sinnerman is the most impactful mission I have ever played. Which mission had the most impact on you? Elkill Dart S19 asks. Jesus Christ, there's few things I have to admit. Like, from The Witcher 3, I would probably go into Bloody Baron, to be honest. From Cyberpunk, that's Judy's storyline, specifically part that is connected with Evelyn. That's for sure one of those. And again, this is hard to call it the quest line, but it's, I think, really well done. And again, you guys may think something else, but I really think that the relationship between V and Johnny is quite well done in the game. It's quite fucking okay. I think this relationship, and like the way it's built, so like he starts off as a complete asshole, and then we as devs, throughout like lots of very small tricks and steps, we make you as a player realize and question everything you thought about Johnny. And I really feel that that's great. No, that's not great. That's fucking okay. I think it's fine. Yes, I think it turned decent. I think it turned decent. Yes. And yes, Sinnerman is one of those quests. Absolutely. I think Judy's storyline and Sinnerman's, probably those two. You know, there are like some smaller things, you know, like for instance the quest, you know, in the mega building, you know, with the tortoise. you know, the one that touches the suicide. I mean, there's few quests that touch suicide in Cyberpunk, including as well, you know, one of the endings, right? For you as a player, you know. It's like, by the way, I think like, anyway, I don't want to be talking much more about it, but it's just, it's so, I think, fine. I think it's so decent that in Cyberpunk you have this option that at some point you just decide, you know what, I've had my fair share of things, and that is it. You know, that will be the end. And then as a player, you can really see the impact that you have had on the lives of other characters and the way they react. I think this turned out quite fine. Any plans to have another big collector's edition for Cyberpunk Plus expansion? Master Zion asks. Master Zion, I cannot talk about topics like this on the stream, my friend. This is vital information, you know, that we're releasing a product on the market, my friend. So I can't say anything on this. As you can imagine, this is like under, you know, very strict NDA, my friend, you know. Who worked on the Kaer's questline? That's Ero Varendi. By the way, my dears, I wanted to mention something. So Ero, basically in January, I had the pleasure to promote few people, and I am so happy in my teams. And Ero Varendi, he became a senior quest designer, fucking amazing guy. Piotr Kuma, my one of the guys who joined us from the QA, he became a specialist quest designer. Piotr is the one that did the part of the work on apartments for you. He did the fact that you can, you know, lie in bed and wake up with your loved one. Another person, Kubas Konechny, I'm so proud of the guy. He was also a member of the QA who moved to my team around 2 years ago, year and a half ago. Kuba has become a specialist as well. He is working on new content for you guys. So I'm really proud of him. And then another person from cinematic department, that is Rafał Kruk. Rafał has become a senior cinematic designer. He has worked on multiple quests for the in Cyberpunk. For instance, the one with the for instance, the one where you have the burial of Jackie. That's the work of Rafał Kruk. He is, you know, also working for new content, on the new content for you, my tube. So, anyway, I'm really proud. You know, like, for me as a manager, this is like one of the best fucking moments where you can actually like look at your team and just like promote someone and give them like all the and give them all the you know, credit and promote them and give them a raise. You can't imagine how fucking awesome that feels. Honestly, you can't imagine how awesome that feels. So yes, I really like that, you know. Twitch Horizons wrote congrats to all of them. Thank you, Twitch Horizons, so much. Treki, hello, nice to have you with us. Is there canon ending in Cyberpunk? The King, the 2001 asks. My friend, I don't want to comment on this because, like, for me, the canon ending is what you guys think is the canon ending for you. That is, the game is non-linear, the game is about choices, the game is about defining yourself, the game is about choosing your path and answering the question, how do you wanna leave this world? This is what the game is, and I want to leave you with that. You know, that is for you to define, my dears. Okay, so no comment regarding the canon ending. That is way too big for me to just strictly say. Shadow Man Fan 1. When is New Game Plus coming, Pavel? I need it. I've seen everything, done everything. Pretty sure I found every Easter egg. Huh, did you? I can't be asked to spend multiple days speedrunning gigs just to level up my new V. We really need New Game Plus, please. Shadowman Fan 1, we know you guys want it. Believe me. Believe me, my friend, we know you guys want it. That's as much as I can tell you right now. Thank you for your comment, my friend. DGM D12. Hey Pavel, what do you think about crafting in Cyberpunk? For me, it's too portable. Oh yeah, well, that gets us into such a long discussion about Cyberpunk's design. But to properly tackle it, I am not a fan. I will start from there. I think it doesn't really completely fit the design. I would be so much more happier if the crafting, for instance, would be just limited to techie players and to path of the techie, and that would be basically what techie does. I don't think it was a good call to make it for absolutely everyone. It's also, on one way, this the crafting is not powerful enough. It's too broad, and it's not fun enough in the same time. There's like many, I would say, issues with the crafting itself, you know. So I hope that, you know, moving forward in the future, we'll be like slightly more mindful when it comes to actually like creating, you know, elements of the game, how they fit together. Like, even though I'm a guy who really enjoys crafting in Cyberpunk, I like it, you know. I like doing that stuff. I was actually consciously speccing into like everything regarding the crafting, you know, the techies path, engineering and whatnot. That's what I was consciously doing, and it gave me a lot of fun, but I don't think it should be done the way it's done right now, so. Default Daniel said, just spending points, don't mind me. Okay, my friend, cool. Jesus Christ, I'm so behind. Oh, and Sapphire is in the chat. I'm so glad Sapphire is with us. So yes, Sapphire is traveling right now, so or on a trip, I would say. So it's not so easy for Sapphire to be with us, but I really appreciate my dear girlfriend. Thank you for you know, coming over to say hello on the chat. Oh God. Rafix PL6. Hello, could you bring back the old system, potions, skills, food in a future update? Such an option could be an interesting setting in Witcher 3. Oh, in The Witcher 3. Interesting. I have no idea what teams have in mind regarding that specific topic. I doubt that was something that was planned, but I can definitely poke them about the topic and hear what are the thoughts, you know. Pivarsky 97 asks, do you have folks have many plans to release more big patches along the lines of 1.5? Pivarsky 97, nice that you were with us, my friend. So we talked about it officially already bunch of times, I think, including our game director Gabe Amatangelo, speaking about what's coming, but I cannot tell you much more besides what Gabe already said. We are working for things for you, you know, my dears. We are working for things, but that's as much as I can tell you. Pablo says, Pablo, in my opinion, instead of New Game Plus, you should recommend players to play again, but with a different life path, a different build, made different choices. Imo Cyberpunk 2077 is not a good next New Game Plus game like Dark Souls. Yeah, interesting comment, Pablo. I think I've done this in the past and mentioned that. I think like in Cyberpunk, when you play, let's say, and you make a stealth build, as I did. Jesus, what did I do to my hair? If you play like Cyberpunk and you make like a stealth build, as you know, as I'm playing, and for instance you play with a knife, let's say, or you don't kill anyone, you know, and you just progress the game, I think like this. I think it's so much different than, for instance, speccing into handguns or speccing into melee, you know, like I think, or speccing into net running. Like I think those are so different when it comes to the way they feel. And if you combine that with a life path and then make different choices in quests, especially all the bigger choices, then I think it can really deliver like significantly different experience to you as a player. So I think that is quite cool. Camille asks why Ruby has two different surnames, Collins and Barnett. Is Collins her name in nightclub, or is there second bottom? Well, Camille, I think you have your answer. You know, like most of them, and again, it's not something I have direct experience with, but most of the strippers and like go-go dancers and porn stars, right? They are not really using their actual name, do they? So I think this hopefully answers your questions. Your question. Lito Suave wrote 35k plus average Steam players in the last 2 months. Grats to you and the whole team. Thank you so much, Lito. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. I mean, there's nothing that makes me more happy than players just playing the game and fucking having fun with it. You know, honestly, that's like, it's like the best thing in the world. Honestly, when people are just playing your when people are just playing your game. Dixon Canyonton Brett asks, did you porn star? Did I porn star? No, I didn't porn star. No, I didn't. At least not yet. You know, who knows, when this game dev career doesn't work out for me and you guys fucking hate Phantom Liberty, that might be actually the only way I can make a living. But you know, let's hope it doesn't go to that. I mean, who knows? I cannot be too hopeful. What is Pavel's stage name in the question? Oh God. Sure. Shadowman fan wrote, I actually enjoyed the Pacifica rooftop power leveling. The one where you had to fly up top using the flying exploit that was patched. Get in the right spot and you could just crouch to make a group of enemies spawn in, explode their cars with the arm launcher, then stamp up to despawn them. Rinse and repeat. I enjoyed that. Zone out and I do it while watching YouTube or something. That took 8 hours to max out a character until it was patched out, which was lame. Thank you, Shadowman fan. It was lame. That was definitely what we were aiming for. Yes, family-friendly stream. Good point. It's good that there's still someone who's sane enough to say it. Very good. 01 TV TW wrote, at least the plot will be good. Jeez, I hope so. I hope so. Pavel's comrade's Hammer Sasko is his porn name. Okay, cool. Pavel's porn star name is a Wild Slav. I mean, I quite like those. I have to admit, guys. I quite like those. Rivorval Salota. In one of the Witcher 3 trailers, there's a scene where Geralt meets Emhyr in the throne room. Was it intended to be like this in the game at some point in the development, or did you just make it for the trailer? Revolver, that was a scene for the trailer. That was the intention, to put it into the trailer, because like in the game, there's like much more that is happening, you know, and the conversation has a different flow because we had to convey different information for the game to make sure that the game comes together and all the story threads make sense, right? So that was important, and you cannot like pack all that stuff into the trailer. Like the trailer, it's its own thing, especially in the like a really big game, where it's quite difficult to actually pick those lines and like pack it in a way that everything really, you know, you are able to like in a glimpse of a trailer like put in everything, especially when the story is complex, you know. So that's the answer, my friend. That's the answer, my friend. Tapeworm Johnny's Corpus speech hit me hard, man. Dark Fury wrote, I'm glad, my friend. If we solve FF076B5, will it be obvious? Weedy Nufi asks. As it is a perfect match to be a cheat sheet for meditation with FF for the sound from the meridians on the roof of your mouth. 06 is the meaning of B5 for the letter M in Greek. Will we know somehow if we find it? My friend, so this is one of the rules I really tried to not to break on those streams, which is that I won't comment on this at all, my friends, because it's it's up to you and your decision if you want to pursue it and what you're doing and how. Yes, that's as much as I want to say. I know you can't comment on it, lol. Uranium Bullet says, so why are you asking this question, Uranium Bullet? But I hope Max is going to be terrifying for players to live with in 1.7. The introduction of them while you're in a car was such a badass moment. Yes, that introduction is a badass moment. I completely agree. But as you mentioned, I can't really comment on it. People who came to watch Cyberpunk gameplay be like, what the fuck is happening here? Oh, you mean that we are talking, Machiavelli? Oh, yes, but... oh, God. Yes. Who decided that Uma should bow to Emhyr? Oh, you're like, I mean, that whole thing with Uma, that was designed, I think, by Mateusz Tomaszkiewicz, our lead quest designer at the time. And I think like everything surrounding that was work that Matti was doing. I believe so. God. 3D Man wrote Polish sausage. I'm sure is someone's porn name. Here you go. I mean, we learn something new every time. We learn, in every stream. That is very, eye-opening. Revolver Sarota, I see comments that the next Witcher won't be the same without Geralt. Personally, I'm glad you're trying something new, but I'd like to ask you, did you feel like people in pop culture these days get too attached to certain characters, like Luke Skywalker, or time periods, original trilogy, and don't want to give them leave? Then a specific company milks not just a specific franchise, but even a certain character. I don't like it because I want to see new stories and characters in The Witcher. Well, Revolver, in a way, you have answered your own question, so far. My opinion is very similar to yours. I think like what's important at the end of the day is that we as artists, we can provide you guys with an excellent stories and amazing experiences, and again, this can be sometimes done with the same characters, Geralt was, coming back every single Witcher game. And again, I'm not commenting right now what will be in any future Witcher game. Right now, we are discussing right now on this in regards of the question asked by Revolver. So like, there are situations when, bringing back the same characters and so on makes sense, because like, it grows their story, their legend in a way, and players love that. So that makes sense. But I'm with you completely in regards of really wanting more stories from a certain franchise that are not exactly this, When we were talking about the Star Wars, I think a great example is the Rogue One, which I think a lot of people would argue is probably the best of the new Star Wars that came out. And again, that's exactly the case, really. Like, even though it is somewhat attached, like maybe not even that loosely, it's somewhat attached to the original trilogy, then still you feel that it's actually really good, it is possible to really tell good stories in that world with characters, who are on their own, who are detached from what we know. And I think in a way it just makes it much more exciting, you know. Like as a as a player, you know, as someone who watches movies, reads books, plays games, like I would love to, you know, like get new stories from the world that I like. But it doesn't have to be, again, you know, same character coming back and so on, because there is this moment when given, you know, IP is exhausted, and again, as you mentioned, it's turning into just milking it rather than just making something cool, you know. Cybervesna, are you planning to bring back the quest design segment? I mean, maybe in some form, Cybervesna. Personally, I love that part of the stream, and it helped me a bunch understanding the principles. There are limited resources about quest design, especially that oftentimes it matched with narrative design as one of the positions. Not gonna lie, I wish there was way more clarity on the matter. Yes, Cybervesna. Sadly, like, when it comes to the quest design as a branch, you know, of sort of a craft of making games, especially narrative games, this is something that you learn sort of being on the job in a way. Like, the best way to do that is really modding the games and making something on your own. I know you're doing that, right? Like, because we talked about it even in person when we met. So I know you're doing this. And also, I've seen you upgraded your PC. I hope everything's fine with a new PC. I think you wrote that you have some new badass card. So I hope that everything's going okay there. So honestly, that's the best advice I can give you. There's actually a bunch of resources, you know, like, for instance, you know, my quest design talk from 2017 on Digital Dragons. That's one of them. One of the you know, things that you can as a player, as a person from outside, in a way, just watch, observe, and try to learn based on that. But yeah, I agree with you that there's not much more, you know. I think, like, I will include all the embarrassing stories about quest design in the in my game dev memoirs that I'll publish when I'm like 19, you know, with all the spicy takes and everything. Okay, we don't want any tips or anything about FF06B5, but will there be your statement if someone will solve that? Michaelovsky. No, I'm not going to comment on it. I'm not going to comment on it because, like, maybe in time I'm going to comment on it, but no, I'm not going to comment. Night Tilt, hello, my friend. Nice to have you on the chat. Do you like Mass Effect franchise? Junior Shish 997. I quite do, actually. I quite do. I like Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Those are the ones that I played when they came out. I didn't play Andromeda yet. I'm still planning to do it eventually, to be honest. I'm quite looking forward to the new Mass Effect. I really liked the Mass Effect 2 because it was focused on personal stories and characters, really. And Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 3, in a way, was sort of a letdown, you know, especially to the way how the whole plotline was concluded. I quite didn't like the way it was done. However, that being said, the whole trilogy is awesome. And I think it's worth playing, and I'm definitely a fan. I'm definitely a fan of BioWare, you know, in general. So I like their games, and I'm looking forward both to Dreadwolf, so new Dragon Age, and new Mass Effect. Did the Wild Hunt play a bigger role in The Witcher 3 at some point? Navarro asks. I don't think so. Like, I don't think there was anything else that we had about Wild Hunt at some point in the game that we didn't end up shipping. Like, I remember the Wild Hunt part actually grew, you know, as we were working on the game, but I don't really think that there was anything more that we didn't end up shipping, you know, my friend Navarro. So no, I don't think so. Camille asks, are you happy with how NCPD activities are done in the game? No, not really. Not really, my friend. Like, there's multiple different things that I'm not happy with, to be completely honest with you. Like, first of all, is like, V works with the NCPD. That is a very specific faction, and the police in general has a very specific, I would say, place in Cyberpunk as a genre and Cyberpunk 2077. And the thing is, it wasn't tackled too well, I have to admit. Like, the fact that V works with police is kind of weird to me. You know, I would have tackled it differently, and I'm not too happy with this. You know, to be completely honest, like, I know that the decisions that, you know, the directors, leads that were handling that kind of content had to make at that time, and I sort of know the reasoning, and I understand why it was added and why in such a form, but I'm not a huge fan, to be completely honest with you. Like, it doesn't work on a level of the themes of the game that well. It doesn't work that well also, like, when it comes to Cyberpunk as a genre. So not really. It's like too brute forced, I would say, into the game. Like, I would imagine with like a proper narrative frame and maybe introduction, there is a way to do that, but the way it was done is not really the way that makes me like too hyped and so on. Like, in a way, if I imagine the game that could have them or not, and that was the only choice, I'm glad we have them. But I'd love them to be slightly differently done. And again, you know, maybe, not maybe. I know that in time, when we'll be looking at the, you know, next games we are working on and so on, next things, we'll be definitely paying attention, more attention, I think, to this. 19, man, he young. You mean who, me? No, I'm definitely not 19. I'm definitely not 19. According to the chat, I'm 47. Shraft said, we need confirmation, for fuck's sake. Confirmation of what, Shraft? I assume it's FF06B5, right? Shraft, because that's your favorite topic. Well. No comment, my friend. I don't want to take enjoyment. I don't want to take the enjoyment. I don't want to take the biggest fucking cool shit. I don't want to take, you know, what you guys are doing. I don't want to destroy it, you know, with my stupid comment. That's the reason, Shrafticade, you know. I don't want to make you... I don't want to mislead you. I don't want to unconsciously. Because you will misinterpret what I said. So that's why actually not saying anything here is much better option. Okay? Entamor asks a really interesting question. How do you feel about criticizing the game for being linear? I mean, well, I think it's completely justified. I personally don't understand the criticism concerning the 3 different prologues, flexible quest order of Act 2, branching quest lines of Act 3, and optional quest line that affect the main story. And the thing is, Entamor, completely agree with you on that, but players expected more, basically. And I think it's just a matter of... like, I think if that would be some other game dev studio that did what we did, because there's more non-linearities than we only mentioned, like, for instance, the whole token system that actually manages how the quests are done, and they are done completely in a completely non-linear fashion, and there's no two the same playthroughs that as a player you're going to have. There's no way, because, like, there's so much randomization inside that system that it's not possible to have identical playthroughs at all. However, that's not enough. You know, that's not enough for our players. Continuing what you wrote, it seems to me like the overall quest structure is incredibly non-linear, and that isn't even considering the choices made within the quests themselves. Yes, and Tamor, that's the case, you know, and there's many things that happened. Like, one thing is that, first of all, players expected more. They expected more because of the fact how Witcher 3 is built, and I think, like, Cyberpunk has insane amount of non-linearity, but again, I think the expectations were higher. That's one thing. Second thing is, the expectations were specifically also regarding big branches. Big branches. And again, there is a bunch of big branches in Cyberpunk. Like, for instance, you know, the fact that Takemura can die or not is such a big, gigantic branch that actually influences so many things along the way. And it was so much work to make it work both those ways. But for the players, it's like, at the moment when players like learned, you know, how to do it, they sort of, they almost run to save him. So in a way, it became almost a non-choice, you know? So something that was designed to be non-linear and a choice in a way, it wasn't really a choice. At the moment when everyone learned how to save Takemura, everyone started doing that, and in players' minds, it became linear. Even though it's not, right? Like, even though if you don't save him, there's so many things are different moving forward. But for the players, that was not enough, right? Like, because you are thinking about branches in a different manner. Like, as a player, you're thinking as a branches about, like, let's say the way how the quests in EP2 of The Witcher 3 have been defined, where you had this gigantic branches about, small spoiler, vampires or, you know, fairy tale world, right? Like, you could have one or another and that's it, right? Or Witcher 2 branches even, you know, or maybe Witcher 3, I don't know, in Bloody Baron, you know, how you tackle the botchling, you know, bigger branches. This is what players were expecting. And I think smaller branches were not satisfactory enough. But again, I think Cyberpunk has fucking crazy amount of non-linearity and openness to it. And I think it's just a matter of, you know, we as devs, we interpret non-linearities in a much broader fashion than players do. Players just go down to like, can I make different choices and see completely different content? Completely different thing. Even if it's like, let's say, there are situations, for instance, I don't want to spoil too much, but in endings, right? Like, you can have, let's say, Takemura or not. That is not enough. That is just a minor variation, right? Like, if I check there was a bunch of articles about, like, Cyberpunk non-linearities, right? Like, and people claim that there's nothing in, like, in a lot of quests, while there are, right? Because, like, if you use such a strict definition of what is linear, what is not, then you get to the fact that literally only biggest branches matter and nothing else. Therefore, in Witcher, it would be only few. In Cyberpunk, it's also only few, you know, if you look at it like this. So, Entamor, I think in a way it's kind of slightly overblown. However, I'm not saying that we have done some fucking wonderful job and so on. I think it's fine. I think it could have been better, honestly, and we do know how to make it better, and I would expect also more from us, you know, from myself and from us as a studio. So that is how I think about this. Anyway, fantastic topic. Thank you for bringing it up. I can talk about it for fucking hundreds of hours, as you guys can imagine, as pretty much on every topic. But this I specifically really like. So, Warsick Life asks, are we gonna see more roleplay, romance, small activities around this amazing city in the future? I hope to see more RP stuff. I want to hang out around main characters. I want to have people around my new apartment, discover the city with companions. Oh, my friend, you can't imagine how much I would love that. That's as much as I will say. You can't imagine how much I would love that. Thank you for your comment, my friend. Like, I think we here completely agree, you know, like, that this is a place where we have, I would say, dropped the ball in a major way. Like, I think in the patches, we have introduced a bunch of things like extended romances and so on. That helps. You know, the text messages, the fact that you can, you know, wake up next to the loved one, you know, apartments, like, that helps. You know, the road race, you know, so all of those things actually do help, but I think it's too little still, you know, I think it's still too little, my friend. So it needs to be like much bigger on our radar than it was before. And again, it's a learning experience. Like, if you would have told me that 5-6 years ago, I wouldn't believe you. If you would have told me that, I would think, no, I think the path that we are going is okay. It will be good, you know? And only because I went through all that experience and I understood it and I had this conversation with you and And we had that conversation inside the studio, and we've seen the perspective of the players. We've seen exactly, you know, how the game turned out. Now we know, you know, and again, it's like, that's the thing. If I would be, you know, to redo completely Witcher 3, or to redo completely Cyberpunk and have, you know, let's say as much same time and same budget, oh, my friend, I am 100% sure we would have done it so much better, you know? That's the reason why, for instance, expansions for The Witcher 3 were higher quality than base game. Because we simply had so much more knowledge and perspective of what we actually have built, you know? It's actually a common thing. And again, it's not always like that. I'm not trying to say it, but even if you look at other games, not our games, you can see that expansions, you know, for some of the games are amazing, because they are simply, or DLCs as other companies call them. They're great because they are built on all of that experiences, all that learning, you know, that happened. Therefore, as a dev, you're like, yes, I can do that. Like, you also have functional toolset. You also have so much assets. Like, so much easier, my friend. So yeah, there's a lot of, I would say, learning and conclusions, you know. I think, like, looking at our patches and the trajectory of the patches, you can probably see, you know, that we have actually seen that too, you know. That you can see, like, so much more, I would say, invested into traffic and crowds and behavior of the people just on the street, you know? Like, even fucking small thing like people having an umbrellas and people having like colorful neon umbrellas, you know, in the game, right? Like when you play. Like, that shows that we actually see it and we realized that that was a weakness that we haven't been completely conscious about before. So a very it's a very, very dense topic, you know, and it's again like there is a reason why, you know, companies decide to make, you know, almost the same game second time. I'm talking here about Horizon. I'm talking here about God of War, right? They turned out really well. The reason was because not that much was changed, and on that rich base, something completely new and fresh has been built, you know? There is a reason why a lot of companies do that, because like you can have so many conclusions and build so much, you know, so many things better. Anyhow, a really big topic, my friends. Not gonna continue. Maxigrad says, everyone in the chat, DLC when? Maxairogatos, well, what I can tell you, my friend, it will be when we are ready to talk about it, my friend. Not really much more I can add, my friend. Is it possible to buy a book about Phantom Liberty, like a solution book or a world book of Cyberpunk? Thank you. Rocky Potts asks. Oh, my friend, I have no knowledge about this. Like, I don't think anything like that was announced or mentioned. You know, I really don't have no knowledge, even if anything like that is in the works. You know, like the closest I think is the I think it's called the Cyberpunk Consciousness. Jesus, if I'm right. The book that is coming in June, I think, is it? By Rafał Kosik. So I will definitely recommend that book to you. It's basically another story from Cyberpunk. So I'm definitely going to be picking that up. Michaelovsky. In the street view of CDPR, we can see plywood bunkers with names Pacifica, Haywood, etc. What was that for? That was places where all locations was discussed, or your names dev teams by names of locations. Michaelovsky, those are our meeting rooms. Our meeting rooms in our company all are named after Cyberpunk or Witcher locations or concepts. There are like few other, but basically mostly Witcher and Cyberpunk is like how the rooms are called. So the plywood bunkers you are talking about are basically our meeting rooms. they're not, and they are nice, you know, they're like air conditioned, you know, so it's nice to like get there and meet, and you know, like they have, you know, the equipment so that you can make calls, you know, with other places of the world where that we are working with, so it's always nice. Okay then. Camille asks, currently there are 5 different attributes. Do you personally see any need of adding new attribute? And is it even possible to implement new mechanics with new skills and perks to already complicated from this point Cyberpunk 2077? Well, Camille, first of all, everything is possible. Pretty much. Everything is possible, it's just a matter of, you know, how much time and work you will put into it. Now, I'm not commenting if I see any need for different attributes, do I? I mean, I don't think so, really. I don't think so, really. Like, what is there? It can be already, like, used so well, you know, what we already have. And I'm talking about attributes right now. Like, I think those can be already used so well for, like, various things on the side of RPG. So I don't think the game is in need of that specific upgrade, let's call it. Yeah, I think that's my perspective on the matter. Papuccino says, that's why Witcher 3 turned out fine. It was built on solid foundation, Pavel. Thank you, Papuccino. That's true. That's true. That's completely true. Xander on PC asks, will there be any new gameplay mechanics in the DLC? You mean the expansion? Maybe more weapon customization? Well, my friend, I can't comment on anything new that will be in the expansion, my friend. We'll talk to you guys at some point about, you know, things. That is the answer, my friend. You know, there will be times when you all know it, you know, when it's shipped, and you guys all played it and had fun, and it will be all clear. I think that's the answer. Sosui Nexu asks, Pavel, I'm sorry, is there a mistake in your nickname, Pavel Sasko? Yeah, I was actually answering this question already. It was funny because, like, I remember when I was making my Twitter handle, Twitter, not Twitch. I was making my Twitter handle, and I made it Pavel Sasko. And I didn't realize that Twitter basically ate L because it didn't recognize W as a letter, and made me into Pavel Sasko. And I realized that after some time, and I was like, whatever. So I was like, well, you know what? It's actually even funnier to just keep it without W, because it's easier for non-Polish speakers to say my name and write my name. So I'm like, fuck this shit. I'll just stick to Pavel. And I just basically put Pavel Sasko everywhere. So yes, that's the story, my friend. Really not that complex. Pave? Oh, Jesus Christ. Sure. God damn it, you guys are today so busy on this chat. King Candy Life, thank you so much, my friend, for the sub. I really appreciate it. Creep Slasher asks, for working a quest design portfolio, would you recommend modding quests into from other games, Divinity, Shadowrun, Skyrim, or would you recommend working with a general engine and a whole and build short narrative games using that engine? Creep Slasher, I think first one is the better solution. So basically modding existing games and building narrative stories into them. The reason being, it's easier. It's easier, my friend. The thing is that as a narrative designer, quest designer, I'm the most interested in the fact, you know, how well you can design the story, how you can craft the story, your characters, a bit the writing, the structure, you know, can you actually use whatever fucking tools there are to implement something? You also have assets, locations, characters that you can reuse. I think this is so much better than actually really building something completely from scratch, because you will put a lot of work that is a primary work of a game designer or gameplay designers rather than quest designer. And again, that is not a minus. If you can do it, fucking go for it, my friend. I think that's totally fine. And you can build it, and you know, I will be very happy to have in the team someone who was able to do that as well. But that is not primary work of a quest designer or narrative designer of any form. I would be more interested in your narrative, what kind of thing you have made. And you know, like, again, modding is also an excellent test for a quest designer, because you are very often required to use the world that you have, the characters you have, and in that build something new and fresh, you know? That is something really what the work of the quest designer is about, you know, filling up the world with incredible stories that players really want to play, you know? And building your own complete game from scratch is, if you want to be like a one-person indie developer, you know? Or like few-person team indie developer. So again, I think both are valuable, but like modding an existing engine and assets so much more. It will just give you so much more. Are you involved in expansion development? Outsider21 asks, my friend, I'm spending literally almost every single fucking minute of the day on it. So yes, I think the answer is yes. Yes, my friend, I am directing quests, open world, and cinematic departments into the project and on that expansion. So yes, that is what I'm doing. Who is responsible for Battle of Kaer Morhen and Bold Mountain quests for The Witcher 3? They're so good. Navarro asks, Battle of Kaer Morhen, that was something that I designed and implemented, so I'm glad, my friend, you like it. It was one of the most complex quests I've ever done in my life, outside of maybe the pickup in Cyberpunk. And Bold Mountain, that was the quest that was designed and implemented by Kubarokos. He is the head of Fool's Theory, who are right now working on The Witcher 1 remake. So I'm glad you liked it. As you can see, both of those chums are still around working on the stuff for you. But you have way on Facebook. Yes, but my Facebook is more about my like private thing where I'm throwing up updates rather than a company thing. Even though, you know, it's complicated. Pavel is the boss, if you say so. There, Atlantis, I can hear it. Oh, can you? I'll just make it slightly louder, because why not? Lee Devil 001, thanks for sticking with Cyberpunk and making it so awesome. Hey, my friend, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comment. And you know what? What's the most awesome part? We are not done. We are not done with making it awesome. Fine. We're not done with making it fine. I'm not overhyping you guys. We're not done with making it okay, you know? Yes. Pablo got you. No. No, Pablo. No. We're not done with making it okay. Creep Slasher wrote, thank you for answering another question related to quest design portfolios. Apart from quests I've made and such, would short stories, films, or plays that I've worked on be a valid part of the portfolio? Absolutely, Creep Slasher. That is an amazing thing to have in portfolio. Of course, like, working quests in the games, like modded quests, are like the most important, but everything else that is on the narrative field, really awesome to have as well. So, if you have it, definitely include it. Bukari wrote, pickup was the best design quest in the Cyberpunk. Thank you so much, Bukari. Skyline wrote, awesome, fine, okay. Yes, well, I've never intended to say the word awesome. I was just reading a comment. Is there going to be a Cyberpunk sequel? Zebo asks. Well, I mean, Zebo, another Cyberpunk game. Yes, we will be working on Cyberpunk game sequel, and that is Cyberpunk Orion project, my dears. I'm really hyped for this one, to be completely honest. But I'm not going to hype you, no. And besides, we are not talking about Orion. Delu, Delu asks, what tips you can give to someone who want to apply to CDPR in near future for working on Orion? I'm seriously thinking about starting a degree in game design here in Germany, but I'm really unsure if this is necessary and time wasting since portfolio skills and passion is more important. Would it be nice if you could give your opinion, experience, tips on this topic? Thank you. Delu, so I 100% agree. You don't really have to have a game design portfolio to be a quest designer in any way, my friend. Like, I even think having a portfolio in something else, having a degree in something else might be more valuable. And I'm talking here about history, archaeology, psychology, sociology, language, even translations. Like, I think those might be even more useful to you as a quest designer than really degree in game design. We have people who have done a degree in game designs in our studio. We have people who have done degree in game design even in my teams, but they are definitely rare. Like, the most important is a good portfolio, is basically like passion and just interest in that. You know, I want to hire someone who gives a shit. You know what I mean? I want to hire someone who fucking loves playing games and this is their hobby. I love to hire someone who loves reading books and this is their hobby. Or who loves reading comic books or watching movies or writing comic books, writing quests, modding. Like, this is the most important thing for me, right? Because like this will make you ready to be able to create, you know, on your own side. And I think like degree on game design is cool, but this hasn't been ever a reason why I hired someone. Like, when someone had a degree in game design, I was like, okay, cool, that's awesome. But, you know, show me your portfolio, show me what you can do exactly at this point, you know, show me what you have built. Like, that's always more of my approach to the matter. CDPRD, thank you. First of all, thank you, CDPRD, to be here with us. Question is, have the Phantom Liberty will have a new OST? No comments regarding what is new in expansion, my friends. I cannot talk about it. I'm really sorry. Revolver Solidal asks, when writers write a story, they already divide it into quests, which are later assigned to a specific person, or what does it look like? Revolver, it works like this, that at first you have a story outline that is basically sometimes a page long, sometimes few pages long max. And when that is cool and everyone loves it, I'm talking about leads and directors, then it's mostly my job, so a quest director or quest lead, if there's no director, to take that material and divide it into quests. And then those quests are given to the quest designers so they can start working on the quest scenarios. The story outline defines only the most important events, the story threads, the most important themes. Usually will touch most important characters, but not necessarily. And that's really it. And then quest designers are working on that quest lines based on that assignments. And again, you know, quest designers can always discuss with me those assignments if they feel that they should be assigned differently, that they could, you know, for instance, a certain quest that is in that whole storyline is something that they would do better. For instance, like in my teams, I have people who are much better when it comes to working on horror storylines, or people who are better or working on comedies or thrillers. Or basically like action sequences per se, or basically really complex character storylines, so more like thrillers and so on. It really depends, and basically based on that, and I using that knowledge of what kind of I would say caliber of people I have on my disposal, my team, I'm trying always to like do those assignments as well as I can. And then there is a lot of, I would say, artistry that comes to that. Because you can really, doing those assignments right, you can really empower people to give them a way to make an amazing content. And by making those assignments wrong, you can really make someone, maybe not miserable, because that's a wrong word, but make someone be troubled, throughout that process. So it really depends, it really depends, my friend, on what specific people you have in your team when you're doing those assignments. But I really like, I love doing that, and basically finding, finding things that you can do. Hello, Connor. Connor 1337. That's David, our destruction artist. Thank you so much for being with us, my friend. Connor is working on the Phantom Liberty. For you, my chums. Carol Graf, thank you so much, my friend, for the sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the Prime. Boan asks, without providing any details, are you personally satisfied with how the expansion is shaping up? So, I was giving like one comment at the very beginning of the stream that I really think that expansion is really fucking okay, That is my assessment of how expansion is, It's and again, we were discussing here on the chat that after it's out and you guys played it and you have your own opinion, like we'll basically decide if it's more like it's fine or if it's fucking okay, So we'll see, that is it. Madra Scream said it's gonna be fucking amazing expansion, just as amazing as the game, I believe. I mean, thank you so much for believing. I as much as I can say it's fine, or maybe okay. That's what I'm feeling, Juan Paup 07 asks, just okay, and a crying face. Well, I mean, so as I said, I'm not going to be hyping you guys, right? I'm not going to be hyping you guys for expansion. I said, like, tempering the expectations, we are doing what we can to make it really fucking okay, King Candy Life asks, any tips on getting hired as a composer, sound designer? Well, my friend King Candy Life, so first of all, like there was an amazing opportunity maybe to try when we had our Growl FM announced as a contest, when 7,800 compositions have been submitted. I think this is fantastic in a way to basically be in this case, Phantom Liberty as a composer. And there are, opportunities like this from time to time. But what I would advise is for you to actually go back in some back of my streams. I've had Marcin Przybyłowicz when we had an anniversary of the Cyberpunk 2077 speak about his craft, and also Colin Valder, our engineering director and composer, last week actually. So go back to those streams. You have them on YouTube or on Twitch you don't, because Twitch deletes the footage that's older than 60 days. But I put them on YouTube, so you can go there. It's all time-stamped, so you can basically jump there and listen to their advice, what they're advising to do. What amazing thing that Colin is doing, for instance, which I absolutely love. And I can do something like that as a designer, but I don't think I can. At least that's the way I'm thinking. What Colin is doing, Colin Valder, Colin is doing something he calls every day. Every day is he sits down and basically uses a soft for compositions, for virtual basically composing stations, and he does a composition every single day. No matter how good it is, how well it would turn out, he does at least 30 seconds to a minute composition a day. And he publishes it with everyday 1, everyday 2. That's the number. And right now I think he got to 400 already. So he's been almost 400 days doing it every single day and composing. It will make you improve so incredibly much. You won't even believe it. And in the same time, those best pieces that you'll compose, you'll be able to put to your portfolio. This is an excellent moment when on YouTube you can create a playlist called, let's say, Composer Showcase. And put that music there and be like, hey, here's my 5 pieces that I love the most. Here's my, here are my compositions. And basically have a Twitter account, have a social media account, Instagram's pretty good with that, Twitter's pretty good for it. Having accounts there and publish regularly your compositions, Sometimes you can make maybe small video with you playing, like if you actually follow any composers on Twitter or Instagram, you will see what they are doing, replicate what made them successful. There's a bunch of composers that actually blown up in the last, I would say 2-3 years, including actually one of the guys that I'm following. He is creating a compositions or recomposing the music from Final Fantasy and making it basically in a funky form and publishes those videos on Twitter. Amazing way to do that. So my friend, I think all of those ways, make yourself seen on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Publish and compose daily, even something small, and add it there. And you'll be fucking there in no time, my friend. Guy who don't fear the Reaper ending deserves Best Action Award. Machiavelli says, so Don't Fear the Reaper was made by Eero Varendi, who Philip Weber, our narrative director for Polaris, and me. We had the pleasure to promote him to a senior quest designer position from January. So really proud of Eero. He was actually here he was actually here a few times on the streams. Xbona says, I just wanted to send you the love for this year. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the love. My friends, it's already an hour and 40 minutes of stream. I think we should finally fucking switch to playing the game. Jesus Christ. I am the worst when it comes to playing the game. It takes me so much time to answer your questions that honestly, I will be there, it takes hours. Black Eagle 77. More meaningful branch paths would have been better for Cyberpunk, similar to Witcher 2. Nomad, Street Kid, and Corpo should have had more impact on the story. What can you say about that? Black Eagle asks. I mostly agree with you, my friend. That would be fantastic, to have, the hope and the goal was, when we've been thinking it early, it was to make it into that, into exact what you were asking about, but it wasn't possible, because of the time we had, because of all other things that we really wanted to do in the game, so that was what we delivered, was the best we could do in the given time with the team we had, Black Eagle. Not much more to add. I really love the bigger branches, as you said. Okay then, B.I. Preda, could you expand a bit on why you guys decided to make car purchasing work through jobs coming from fixers instead of, for example, garages, car shops? B.A. Preda asks. Again, it was something that was a decision based on the time and the budget we had in the given time. It also felt that it fits, the fixers, that they are doing that. However, and again, after when we had that conversation, I think with the open world team, because that was something that our open world team was working on, at the given time, it felt that it will work, I think, a bit better than it did at the end, because I am not a huge fan of the way it was done at the very end. It turns fixers into car salesmen, and it makes them sometimes a bit too annoying. I would love to, as a player, every single time when I'm contacted by a fixer, to feel that it's something important, and I'm climbing the ladder of like mercs in Night City, and in a way, like the fact that they keep on calling or messaging me about cars made it much harder, you know, to really have that feeling, you know. So like in a way it undermined the fixers a bit. And that's a pity that it turned out like this, because like I think at the end it wasn't the right call to make, you know. Probably like a proper like garages, like car showcase places would have been better. But again, you know, I know that the team, when they were making that decision, you know, they had to have in mind the budget and the possibilities that we had and the time we had to make the game. So that's always the case, you know. That's always the case when you're trying to build things, you know. Hellfighter, who wrote Brandon's vending machine questline, and what's the development story behind it? Oh, that's so interesting. That's so interesting. So, Hellfighter. So, Brendan's storyline, that was something that was designed by Rafał Jankowski, and then the implementation was done partially by Rafał and partially by Oleksiy Chapaj, two quest designers, and then the writer for Brendan's storyline, I believe that was Kuba Szamarek. So that was the story. Not much more to add, really, Hellfighter, regarding this. I remember, like, regarding the voice acting, I can tell you that, like, I think it was an amazing story. So, like, our influencers team, they normally, like, talk to us and often talk to me in regards when they have, like, an idea for, like, an actor they want to work with and so on. And I remember, like, they talked to me in regards of, you know, Brandon's voice actor, right? And Brandon become human, exactly. Become human, exactly. And they talked to me about this, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's amazing." So having the you know, become human in mind, I was like, okay, what if Connor could actually play voice actor as Brandon, you know? And that was like one of the propositions that came from me, because I was like, I think it's an amazing, I think it's an amazing tie-in, you know, for him as a voice actor. And I really love the guy. Like, I think he's fucking awesome, and he did such an awesome job for the game as well. And I knew, you know, he's a talented voice actor. In the same time, I knew that the role is quite difficult one. But anyway, I suggested, hey, what if we'll just, you know, put him here, and basically he will be this amazing, you know, voice actor here. And I talked with the quest designer about it and so on, and we basically, when writing the lines, we already knew, okay, those are the lines for him, therefore, you know, we can make it more flavorish in a way. So I think it was a match made in heaven in a way. Brian Deckard, and as a voice actor, and as a Brandon vending machine, I think it was a match made in heaven. Anyway, so that's a bit of a backstory, you know, regarding this specific quest. We have Tyler McVicker with us. Hello, Tyler. Nice to have you with us, my friend. I already see there is a discussion about headlines. Let me read it through. Oh, in size of the budget. Yes, Tyler, I know. Have you touched on the misinterpretation of Phantom Liberty in the press this last week? Well, I mean, Tyler, so first of all, I'm not a PR guy. You know it. You know, we can have a different sort of, how to say it, interpretation of the reality. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not the PR guy. I know that our PR team knows about it, and the communications team knows about it because they commented on it already on Twitter and so on. So I trust in their judgment that they believe that there was enough that was done. And, you know, I don't really have any further comment regarding this. I really always trust in what they decide to do. So... But anyhow, thank you, Tyler, for being with us. As always, it's really nice when you pay a visit. VG Silverhand wrote, Brendan is Brian did amazing. Absolutely love Brendan. Yeah, I I loved that. I loved his role as well. Um, Tyler wrote, I understand I dislike how this can lead to audience expectations. CDPR doesn't need another press-fueled issue. I 100% agree with you, Tyler, on what you're saying. But that being said, I completely believe and trust our PR department and comms team that, you know, they did what is necessary in the matter, you know, to address the matter. Sorry, my dears. Okay, then. I think we'll be slowly, finally, going to play the game. What do you think? What do you think? I think that is actually pretty fucking cool solution to finally play the game. Let me load it. What is... Oh, okay. That is the... I don't have any illegal content here, thankfully. Yes, any illegal content. Okay, then. I'm loading the save already, my friends, so we'll be able to play the game in a second. Calming down the music for now. We'll use the music later. Zoom his eyeballs. What do you mean? My eyeballs? Zoom my eyeballs? What is wrong with my eyeballs? Like, I mean... All my stuff is also legal, wink. Oh, enhance. Oh, yeah, you mean enhance. Yes, enhance. Okay, then. My dears, let's go to sound. No illegal stuff detected. Can you hear the game? Yes, you can. Witcher 4 at Sasko stream. No. No. Bad revolver. Bad revolver. No. No such a thing. Okay. My chums. So last thing we've been doing, we've been here, right? We finished chipping in. From what I remember, and we are supposed to, or about to, call a rogue. So let's have a call. Yeah, date with rogue, exactly. Exacto, my friend. Can you do the trick with your eyes you learned to do? Oh, you mean this thing? Oh, can I do it? Yeah. Fucking creepy. Anyhow, yes. Oh, we passed that. Tyler wrote, it is awesome that crunch is very down and payment of workers is very up. I'm not commenting on that, Tyler, but I'm glad you're happy, my friend. Pavel the Cyborg, oh, thank you. What the fuck, lol. I mean, well, it's just one of the skills. Oh, I played that part just recently, can't wait to hear your comments. Okay, let's do it, my friends. So, one of the things that I really wanted to do, I basically, like, it was a matter of pushing the player towards... Oh, here you go. Oh. Rogue is asking how the field trip went. What I actually wanted to do in this quest, you know, I wanted to bring the player much closer to Johnny and have this final moment of, in a way, resolution with him here on the oil fields. But then also part of that was Rogue. Rogue is his former girlfriend, right? And there is a fondness between them. They have a lot of history between each other. So I really wanted to play with that, you know, and build on that, especially that she will be and is instrumental to what you are doing as a player when it comes to, you know, your endings, you know, and everything else. Can we get a laser cannon like Akira? Flat Earth Duch asks. Well, I mean, I'm not sure how Cyberpunk the laser is, you know, to be honest. I mean, technically speaking, have laser in some form on mines, on those like proximity mines. When you pass and you touch the laser, they explode. So in ways, yes, but like, I don't think laser is that cyberpunk sort of. But you know, again, it's just aesthetics, I think. Anyway, let's just focus, my friends, on this. Machiavelli alt is so much better than Rogue. Oh, you say so? Have you tried any community mods? No, I didn't yet, my friend, but I regularly watch videos that talk about best mods for Cyberpunk. I love the Stockmarkett mod. So fucking awesome. So cool, actually. Really awesome. Like, for the game, like, I remember having conversations about like making a stock market like a bigger part. It was like during the production, making the stock market in Cyberpunk slightly bigger part of the game. But at the end, we didn't really find a way how to do it well. But when you have the corpo life path, that's why you have those on UI and so on. I love that mod, really, honestly. But there's like so many more. Nola Guerrilla asks Spider Murphy romance when? I'm role playing as long as lost son of Spider and Morgan. Oh, cool. Spider hooked up with Morgan after Bartmus fled. Wow. That's some heavy part of a head canon, my friend. I mean, I'm glad you're having fun. Shout out to Nexus Man for stock market in E3 Windows. Tyler McVicker. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the E3 UI mod. I have to say, I quite prefer, I think, the current Cyberpunk UI. But again, you know, that's the beauty of the mods. You guys can always, you know, pick something that that you like, you know. What do you think about police overhaul mods? Iron Maiden asks. Frankly, I've never seen any police overhaul mods, to be honest. I must have been oblivious to that factor. I don't think I've seen. I don't think I've seen any police overhaul mods. Tyler McVicker has a very intriguing lore question. If someone uses Mr. Stud frequently, could they still have children? Like, does Mr. Stud work? Well, I mean, I would assume that it does, actually. I would assume that it does, you know. It's not like a complete replacement, but it's a significant enhancement, you know. Therefore, I can imagine it being a cyberware, it can actually done in a way that it does work. Gustavo99 Lacerda, thank you so much for 100 bits, my friend, and for the cheer. Hi Pavo, I love the game. Can you answer if you guys have plans about the unused North Oak Casino? Gustavo asks. Oh, I mean, to be completely honest, I don't really know what the plans were, and first of all, I don't even know if this is a casino. So that's one thing. I think on one of the concept arts, it was somewhere shown that it was planned to be, or like designed to be, but I don't remember us in any point using it, to be completely honest. Now you're asking if we are going to use it. I cannot talk about any future competent, my friend. I'm sorry. Yes, Tyler is using so many permitted phrases. You've heard it here first. Mr. Stud is coming soon to store near you. Thanks. Thanks, Tyler. Casino confirm. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm too old for this shit. Let's move on. Let's move on. So Rogue asks, how was your little field trip to the oil fields? Some waste of time like Ibunica. How come you didn't tag along to the oil fields? I don't need to stick my nose into every little thing. I was Johnny's biz to take care of. Jesus. Okay. 100% Rogue Illusiart, thank you. That was exactly what I was going for. That was what I was going for. Thank you guys for the words of appreciation. You know, Tyler wrote that Rogue sounds a lot like Panam when they text. I mean, I have no idea how that's possible, actually. One thing that I really love doing here is like jumping all of those actual rooftops and so on. I remember when we were designing this location and discussing with the art team, like one of the things that we wanted to show actually on part of this location an environmental destruction, you know. That's why it is like always so gray here. when you as a player, when you arrive here, and you can see the oil when it's like covering the ground, and it's like when you have basically a former oil fields when pretty much nothing can really grow because the oil is so the soil is like so contaminated. So that was like a part of a sort of environmental storytelling we wanted to do here. And you can see here that basically the ground is moving so much that that those houses are like submerged, and you see the part of those oil fields that is like constantly burning in a way. So that was like a part of the storytelling that I wanted to do and build here. Oh yes, an interesting piece of propaganda. Oh, there is a Akilnard S19 wrote, the resemblance is uncanny. Oh, thank you, my friend. It's exactly what I was going for. Pavo deserves his own VA DLC. Oh, Jesus Christ. I find it inspiring that Pavo has continued to put up with our shit for so long. No worries, Tyler. You guys have put me through like so many things that have tested my ability of you know, answering the questions and so on, and I'm so ready for fucking like live sessions with community and so on. This is yes. Only 10,000 hours of voice acting for Pavo to do all of Cyberpunk. Excellent. Uranium Bullet asks, what is your take on how the consumables were implemented in Cyberpunk? There's such a wide variety of good food and drinks, but they all give same to buffs. Alcohol also has no benefits. Well, in real life, it also doesn't have many benefits. Maybe it could buff body and resistances temporarily with debuffs to balance it out. Very good comment, Uranium Bullet. To be completely frank, I am not fan of our consumables. Like, I think we have dropped the ball tremendously on the way how they are implemented. It doesn't really work well, in my opinion. And I know that our RPG and gameplay teams are very much aware on that. Chemosabe 555, hey. Nice to have you with us, my friend. Creep Slasher, thank you for answering my questions. Really appreciate it. No worries. Say something I've worked on is a different language than English, but I want to include in my portfolio. Would I include a translated version of that case along with the original one? And since it's a play, would it be better to have the script or a recording of it, or both? Well, I mean, Creep Slasher, basically everything you can provide helps us to understand it. Now, it's not that when you provide things in your portfolio, we are going to watch absolutely everything and read absolutely everything. Therefore, I'm not sure if it's worth to create a translated to English version of that. Maybe it's just better to spend your time on creating the your portfolio, and actually implementing the quests. Well, my friend. V would be drinking some alcohol and randomly singing samurai songs and wonder how the hell he knew them. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, then. Exactly. So I wanted to actually read you guys this chart because this is one of the, in a way, something that I wanted to include here. So you as a player, you will find it. It's one of the many articles that you can find in the game. Silverhand, the creator and the destroyer of samurai. Hidden somewhere between the Arasaka propaganda and Silverhand's own self-curated image, there exists a real story behind the frontman of samurai. The fact of the matter is, no one truly cared to find it. Labels, legends, slogans to chant, that's all anyone ever wanted from him. but by digging meticulously into all the dirty details of his life, all of the inconsistencies and exaggerations come to light. One of the biggest gaps in Silverhand's life was the period he spent with nomad communities. Hidden from civilization, Johnny could have acted like himself and removed the mask he wears in public. If the world could get testimonies from the people who had contact with Johnny during this period, not only would every biographer be grateful, but more importantly, experts might have a real chance to offer a clinical diagnosis for one of the rock scene's most iconic personalities. Bluestone wrote Jenny. Yes, Jenny, exactly. I totally love the shots that CDPR made in Cyberpunk. They help to flesh out the world. I really like, for example, reading about Fourth Corporate War. Yeah, I think there's like so much fucking cool lore and shit to find in those charts. And it's a pity that like a lot of people skip them. Like I'm trying to read as many of them as I can. Okay, let's call the road, my chums.
V.
Johnny wants to ask you out on a date. What do you think?
Ooh.
Johnny's asking? Or is it you?
Johnny? You're the one who said you got no trouble telling us apart.
Okay. And where'd we go?
Where'd you want to go?
Silver Pixel Cloud in North Oak.
Okay. I'll swing by the Afterlife, pick you up.
Woohoo! Nice. Oh, forget to tell you. Swing at the evening. Got other things on my plate right now. Okay. Now it's interesting. It's interesting because like when I was designing the Blistering Love, because like again the storyline of Johnny here. So the quests that have the names of the songs of Samurai, those are the quests that I designed and implemented together with Michał Brzeźniak, cinematic designer, Ola Motyka, who wrote all the dialogue, and Łukasz Śliwa, who was also a cinematic designer on it. Animations were done by David Cordero. So with those chums, when I was working on this quest line, like one of the things I wanted to do is like sort of make it that this interaction with Rogue, even it's so tiny, it's like so natural that she tells you, hey, pick me up from Afterlife, but then sort of she follows up with the message saying like, oh yeah, you know what, I forgot to tell you this or that. It's actually so natural, you know, that sometimes we just talk with people on phone and we're like, oh, holy fuck, I forgot to tell you, buy the toilet paper, you know? So it's like the follow-up messages are so important, you know, like that we sometimes do as human beings. So I thought, okay, you know, I really want to portray Rogue as a normal like being. That's why she acted like this. And again, I know that for you guys, this is like such a small fucking detail and not something that you would like pay any attention to, but I was like, I actually really love that. Boris is raiding with a party. Oh god, and Lizzie Weezy is calling at the same time. Holy fuck, everything's happening.
Don't make me wait.
Okay, Lizzie has called us. Holy shit, Boris, thank you so much, my friend. Boris is riding 171 people. Let me actually change it. Thank you so much, my friend, for the raid, and thank you for coming over. You know, we are here playing Cyberpunk and discussing the design. Today we are playing some of the quests that I designed and implemented myself. That's why I can offer the people here slightly more. Boris the Blade. Oh, that's the that is the nick of Boris. So hello raiders, awesome to have you with us. So Lizzie, is it cold?
What is it? Hello? Lizzie?
She seems like absent-minded. Connor asks, Boris, nice Polak. I don't know, Connor. Do you know each other? When can we get the Bushido X on Blu-ray? That's such a cool thing. Borys wrote, pozdrawiam wszystkich Polaków. Hello, Borys. Dziękuję za pozdrowienia. Również pozdrawiam. Miło, że wpadliście. By the way, my girlfriend and my like people who know me, they always tell me like, Paweł, you speak so much different in English than in Polish, and I'm like, well, I mean, I speak with a different language, so let's say that's a start. But apparently I speak completely different. Yes, Katil Royal asks how to see the extensions of the files in Windows. My friend, that is not something that I'm too versed in, but I think Uncle Google can help. Camille says tower in the front of me. Which tower, Camille? This one? Holy fuck, I'm supposed to get there. I don't think I can get there, can I? Can I, my chum? Dear Lord, this is really far. By the way, let's explore this place, by the way, and maybe we'll find something interesting. I remember like there was a bunch of shards that I placed here. There's also a bit of loot. There are actually few vending machines. Some of them are broken. Oh yes, and the tarot card with the tower. That is so true, my chums. The Hanged Man. Interesting. The Empress is actually not the one that I found, I think, isn't it? I think that's the one that I found, isn't it? Go up there. Oh, I will check it. The Hanged Man is the card of sacrifice. It says that a price must be paid in order to achieve enlightenment. The Hanged Man's forsakenness opened the path for rebirth into a new life, though this path is rough with pain, suspended in a time, and ultimately ends in death. Jesus, that's so sad. Brendan on the milk carton. Brendan on the milk carton. Oh yes, the milk cartons are actually really interesting. Like, I think I've seen the Reddit thread about the fact that you guys have seen that Sandra and the fact that she was missing has been put on the milk cartons. So we actually really wanted to do it, you know, in a way, because that's something that you see very often, especially, you know, in like 60s, 70s, 80s in US, when like, you know, you could have like those milk cartons and so on, and when someone was missing was like printed out there. So that was basically what was guarding us. No, like Gorilla asks, is this your first playthrough? Well, definitely not. I played Cyberpunk for all the years we've been working on it, and I've been also, you know, reviewing the game, because at Cyberpunk I was a lead quest designer, so I was leading the quest team. So I was reviewing the quest specifically. After the Cyberpunk release, I became a director, and I got the open world and cinematic department. So right now I'm just playing the whole thing like a normal player and streaming it. So when it comes to like my playthrough as like the most like standard, typical, I would say, player who plays the game not knowing anything, that is my first playthrough in that way. And I am 265 hours into Cyberpunk. We have done all the side content, almost all the side content already, majority of the main storyline, and look, this is how the map looks like for me after 265 or so hours. This is the violence, this is the Blistering Love we're doing. Yes, we still didn't do Beast in Me, and we can't fucking defeat the main opponent, Beat on the Brat. Sadly, Rhino beats our ass, so I'll try to. I'm level 50 right now with leveled up characters. So as you can see, oh wow, the nuclear explosion. It's violence, violence, baby. It's violence, baby. Yes, Fallout 2077. Exactly. Anyway, I don't think there is anything more to find here, isn't it? I don't think so, because we have found this already, I believe. because there's no loot, nothing to find, nothing to discover. So I'm feeling that I can leave. What, you don't delete your saves, lol? No, I'm not going to delete my saves. My chum, at least I hope so. But who knows what the future brings, as they say. Who knows what the future brings. Which ending are you planning to going for? Well, I mean, all of them. We are gonna play all of them. That's exactly the plan, my friend. When I was talking to Johnny, I did all the right choices, so we'll have Don't Fear the Reaper as well. Connor says, by the way, I love Shark Note from The Witcher 3, where you can find a recipe for an old Polish gingerbread. I actually tried it out and it came pretty good. Really? Damn. Okay. Voitas says, good night. Thank you so much, Voitas, for being with us. Always nice to have you, my friend. Yeah. By the way, do you guys remember the creepy conversation between the Mr. Mirror and all the old ladies about baking the gingerbread? I hope you do. Because like it was me and Karolina Stachera when we were working on Hulaj Dusza on Dead Man's Party in Witcher 3, and we were like, okay, what kind of conversation they could have that is like strangely creepy and weird, but in the same time not completely out of place, and in the same time shows the fact that Gaunter Odim is really interested in human nature, and that was the idea. Machiavelli says, don't forget the second heart before starting the ending. Hopefully I won't. Hopefully you guys will be here to remind me, yo. Oh wait, should we pick up actually Rogue, or should we maybe go and do the violence first? Or maybe better is to do Rogue first, so then we do the violence while we are waiting for that storyline. I think that is probably a better way for us to play it. I love driving, like, in the Night City, I love driving through all of those districts. Like, that is, like, one of my favorite things. Even though I'm kind of shit in driving, I fucking love that.
Your man Stan here.
Hello, Stan.
The name Aaron McCarlson ring a bell? Sergeant in the NCPD? Well, he's a grade A bastard, but has proven some effectiveness. He put 3 Maelstrom Gangoons behind bars yesterday, and shot another 2 who resisted arrest.
Oh, I'm curious if this
not
is...
normally one deserving of my praise, but...
I was curious if this is a news that maybe references something that they did in some way. Because a lot of them do, actually.
What's shaking, Night City? Your man Stan
MetaGod 88. Hello, my friend. So MetaGod 88. So MetaGod 88. That's Ankit. Ankit is our programmer for Vancouver team. Hello, MetaGod. So nice to have you with us, my friend. As you can see, MetaGod Ankit has a diamond icon on the chat. Ankit is working on a lot of cool shit for you, my chums. We are now going to date with Rogue, Ankit, you know? That's basically the plan, my friend. I haven't been here and on Twitter all month. How are you, Pavel? Cybercaldas asks. I think we are doing well, my friend. We're, you know, playing the game, chilling. There's a bunch of Reds with us, including Connor, who you can see, our destruction artist, MetaGod, our Ankit, so our programmer from Vancouver team. And I'm right now driving to actually get, you know, Rogue. Destruction artist, yeah, I know. Everyone is always telling Connor that is such a fucking... That's such an incredible title to have. Sounds like a villain. Yeah, exactly. It's like one of the coolest fucking titles you can have in the game industry. You know, Destruction Artist. That was horrible, I know, Camille. I know, I'm trying not to do that anymore. I am so innocent and police is on me. Why that's the case? What the hell? Okay, I am just chilling. I'm just chilling. It sounds so badass, but at the same time, people wonder what the hell I'm doing. Connor wrote, yeah, I know. I can imagine, Connor, that it must be sometimes strange. But you know what, like, my mom still doesn't know what I'm doing, and my title is much clearer, I think, than what you are doing. So, you know, you can at least tell cool stories, you know, about what you're doing. You ran over a person, Pavo? That's not the case. That's not true. I didn't do that. That person literally jumped under the wheels of my car. You know, Cyberpunk is a grim world when, you know, people end their lives in like all kinds of ways, you know, and that person was like, fuck this shit, I'm done with this, I can't take this anymore, you know, I'm ending my miserable life, you know. That was literally what happened. I shit you not, my friend. Anyhow, I think we arrived. Has your mom seen the streams? Yes, she has actually. My mom,
That a compliment?
You look different.
Try again. Maybe you'll find some charm third time around.
and you can see Emmerich like hit on Rogue, by the way. I tried to build it like this, you know, so, oh, by the way, I love this feature in Cyberpunk. This is so cool, actually, that, you know, like, you have a barrier, so because of that, you know, V gets off on another side. It's awesome. Oh, shit. But I parked in such a sloppy way that she'll have trouble getting in, I think. Well, I think she might have getting trouble anyway, but I'll try to park in a way that it will be easier for me to pick her up. You scared them, Metagot? I know, but at least, you know, they nicely run off. Yes, so you can see, guys, that I actually tried to, like, build this, like, small story here that, as a...
Hey, Rogue. Ready?
That you can see Emmerich, like, hitting on her, you know, multiple times, actually. So there's just, you know, a small, tiny story going on. Der Netzwerk Philipp. Der Netzwerk Philipp, nice to have you with us, my friend. Willkommen. So Philip wrote a Porsche Pog. Yes, exactly. We got the Porsche. So you can see that she got, you know, is looking nice. Actually, one of the things that we try to do in Cyberpunk is to, like, if you meet different characters in different circumstances, they actually change their clothes, you know?
You're wasting
that it's not
my
like,
time.
Oh, she is, like, so rough, by the way, for me. Sometimes, like, so what I wanted really to do here is, like, the fact that it's not like in old games, in a way. In Cyberpunk it's also like that a bunch of times, but we at least try to do it like this, that when you meet an important character, you see them in all kinds of ways, and they change clothes at least a bit. And you can see here, hey, you know, she's trying to look nice, you know, for that date that we are having.
Pick up the pace.
Yeah, she is charming, lol. Yeah, I know. Sunday roast, exactly. Oh, Jesus Christ. I tapped and I got the gun by accident. I tried to contact CDPR team for some kind of cooperation. You recommended Martin Momot or email, no one answered. Kashpi, I mean, my friend, they then try please sometime later. Like, I think that's the best way. Murder Rogue, Jesus, and take the Afterlife. What did you guys have for breakfast? What did you guys have for breakfast? I'm not going to Murder Rogue. Anyway, one of the things I really tried to do here is the fact that she changes clothes from time to time. And here, actually, a funny story. Do you remember, guys, EP2 for Witcher 3, the Blood and Wine, so second expansion for Witcher 3. Every time when you're actually seeing Anna Henrietta, what, nothing? Oh, you had nothing on breakfast? That's rough. So do you remember Anna Henrietta in Witcher 3? We basically did it in a way that every time when you see her, she actually has a different dress. It was so awesome because our character, art team, Pavel Milnichuk, in his chums, they were like, they supported us with that. They were like, okay, we'll make you, because I think she has 6 different dresses. I think 6 or 5, but I think 6 different dresses. Every time when you see her, she looks differently, so that's awesome. Coffee and cigarettes for breakfast. Oh, by the way, do you guys know the Coffee and Cigarettes, the movie? Fucking awesome. By the way, I can recommend it, my friends. So if you have watched the movie for the breakfast, exquisite. You are, my friend, having a fantastic taste. Is this the secret release of Phantom Liberty? Tsarge wrote. What do you mean by secret? Is it secret? We have fucking 600 people here, and I'm not releasing anything here. Maybe good vibes. I'm trying to at least. Okay, you look amazing. Let's go this route, because why not?
You look... Wow.
That Johnny's wow? Or yours? When's he gonna show?
Jesus. She can't fucking wait for him.
I'm just your driver.
See, you keep him on a short leash. Wise beyond your years.
Oh, yeah?
This Johnny's Porsche?
Yeah, so...
Where'd you get it?
That's what was in the container. The one Grayson was talking about.
Okay. Got a lot of memories in this car.
As you can see,
Let's
like,
go.
I tried to do it in a way that, you know, if, as a
Silver
player,
Pixel Cloud, your favorite place?
you have showed up
Once, probably.
with Porsche,
Haven't been there in ages.
she will recognize it, of course, you know, because you can take her to the...
Drive-ins went out of style.
You can take her with with a different car,
But
right?
Silver
Wait.
Pixel's still hanging out.
Sounds like a preem place for a date.
Thought so,
Seriously, Night City
is why I suggested
just needs
Johnny
a fucking
take
sheriff.
too. A million years ago.
These people, like, they
So it
drive
wasn't
like a
his idea.
madman.
Of course not. His idea of a romantic night out was blowing up Arasaka HQ.
Those are the best kind of details 3D Man wrote. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. As a player, I love that kind of shit. So that's why I love doing and designing and implementing that kind of
Tell
stuff.
me what's going on. For real.
Meaning...
Johnny doesn't do a thing without an ulterior motive. So what's in play this time?
Johnny's changed. He really does want to spend some time with you. No hooks, no lines, no sinkers.
Right.
So, you know, here you go. We are helping my pal Johnny to get the girl.
Oh,
Just
They
taking
drive
on
as one should in Night City. Meta God wrote. I
selfless
mean,
Johnny Silverhand.
wow. Okay, I will.
Apparently you're a
I'm
positive
leaving
influence
this.
on
I'm leaving this place. Anyway. Such a charming song playing. Yo, that's exactly what you should play on the date, you know? Okay, I mean, we are on a date. I'm not going to fucking help NCPD now. Good rhythm for things. Yeah, like for nodding your head and stuff. I know. It's nice because we are driving Rogue on a date literally next to Judy's house. So basically here, when I was designing this quest, one of the inspirations was I was thinking like, okay, you know, I want to take a Rogue to the date in the way how it was done on old American movies, you know? So that's why you are going to Silver Pixel Cloud, which is basically a drive-in cinema. What's interesting is like the fact that we in Poland, we don't have cinemas like this. Or at least I am not aware of us having cinemas like this. Like, there are showings of the movies like this from time to time in a matter of exception, but this is not a rule in any way, any shape or form. Holy fuck, this game looks so beautiful. I love Cyberpunk so much, my god, my chums. Seriously, this game's so fucking cool. Like, the way it looks, the way it sounds. I love this shit. Such a good song playing. Metagod said, yeah, Ankit said, I know, right? I feel proud looking at it. Yeah, exactly. Studio Morrison said, same brother. Oh, here we are. Okay. Let's go.
Fuck. I don't believe it.
It really has been years. Managed to shut the whole thing down.
V, try to get inside.
Okay.
Can't stop us, won't stop us. We asked you out on a date.
All right. Do your thing. I'll watch.
Like, you know, Rogue's fucking determined. I mean, V's fucking determined, you know, to get that date rolling. I mean, one of the goals that I had with this quest is basically like take a Rogue on a very traditional, typical, like sort of a date, how it is on old American movies and so on. You know, when you have like a typical drive-in cinema, when you sit down together, watch a movie and so on. And of course, you know, the fact that you arrive here, something doesn't go right, a typical element in a quest design when you're like trying to deliver a small twist. In that, I also, of course, have been looking like for some kind of a gameplay, because like actually designing a date it's not really that simple. You know, you really want to have, you know, some kind of a gameplay in your game, in your quest that you're building, right? I love that if you come here before Rogue and NPC's commentary differs. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. I took care of that as well. I'm glad, Machiavelli, you found it. Cars in Europe are smaller than American and not suitable for sex. TVR Hog wrote, right, the spitting facts, you know, the harsh truth, but what I can do, you know, one can dream, right? Would you like to sign my petition? Iron Maiden asks. Okay, sign a petition, let's check it. April 23, 2021. Interesting flyer. In defiance of citywide protests, the push for new oil wells rages on, putting our surrounding ecosystems in serious risk. If you're against the illegal exploitation of this land, please sign the petition. Together, we can make a difference. Your vote matters. End the criminal devastation of the Badlands. Neuromancer reference, bottom right. That is it, my friend. I'm glad you like it. Now, my dears, let me check it. Okay, well, let's check the computer. Hitman BA, nice to have you with us, my friend. Cyber Caldas rule, very excited. Phantom Liberty this year. We are getting close, and like you always say, the expansion will be fine. Yep, today we talked. That'll be just fucking okay. That is it. Penis Nanogel scam alert. God damn it. Everyone tries me. But we read this one already. Need someone to watch your back. Danger Pros Night City. Did we check this one? I don't think I've read this. Okay, let me check. Let me check this this message. Danger Pros Night City. Got a stalker on your tail? Hired iron out of your blood? Some freak giving you crooked looks and bad vibes? Or maybe you're just looking to pad your personal security. The animals got your back. Survival of the fittest. It's the only law that matters in Night City. You hire us, we show your enemies just what that means. We'll protect you, your home, your workplace, your property. Hell, we are even happy to knock on a few doors if necessary. Become king of the jungle. Choose the animals. Fucking hell, they almost made me wanna get that animal security, my friends. Most dumb gang in the game, animals, lol. If you say so. if you say so. Feeling alone tonight. Oh, hot Eusebio, that's again the Eusebio. We have read the message from Eusebio before.
Gotta be the past, this.
Ooh.
Guess we really are going to the movies.
Ah, okay, that's the pass. Brendan DeLuca, CEO of Silver Pixel, is writing to Mo Pakusa, the manager. Let's see what Brendan DeLuca says. He's a CEO, apparently. The change of plans will be shutting down Pixel Silver's Crowd Night City at the end of the year. There will be no severance packages offered. That stated clearly in the contract. Employees are not entitled to severance pay if they may transfer to another company location. We are happy to offer employees a choice between our Rockford or Laredo locations. The new positions will be a short-term contract without benefits, as those locations are also slated to close within 6 months. The code to the main entrance has been changed to a 0000, so that everyone can come and collect their personal effects. Contact Mark Sidon, so he's the man in charge of authorizing access. Nice. Damn, Brandon is feeling sick. Spectacular work on audio effects. Oh, thank you. Pavel was... that was not... He was not drunk. Like, I was trying to simulate that he has, like, a deformed, like, face. Did you like it? Like the CEO, Brandon DeLuca, in my interpretation, he has, like, deformed face and like, problems with teeth. And I tried to, like, depict that, you know? I came out with that character really quickly. So, you know, I'm aware it's not, like, too perfect, right? But again... I tried to make it work, you know, for you. Okay, let's get the code in. Oh, hello, Rogue. Is that code even working? Because it seems it's not.
Alright, let's go.
Well done.
Johnny's like... okay, I mean, I worked on that quest, but it actually makes me laugh when he says that. How is that? You all feel about the CDPR CEO? No, Bala Sparkle. That's not what I wanted to say. Victoria Alexandra 77. Victoria Alexandra 77. Lol. Then yeah, it's pretty accurate. Oh, thank you. Pavel method acting. Exactly. It's like I love that John is visibly nervous here. I love that you caught it.
Sure thing.
Okay, well, you know.
Right, let's go check the projector.
Okay, thanks, Johnny. I guess we're going to check the projector. So, like, we came over here, the fucking place is closed, and there's nothing here. Jesus Christ, this place is completely trashed. So, as you can see, basically, my objective was to show you, as a player, like, a place where the cinema used to be, and you can have an intimate moment with Rogue. Here you go. Old graffiti. The lovers. Curious why the lovers are exactly here. That is such a surprise. Wow, I love this card. I fucking love this card. Jakub Rebelka is such a badass. He basically drew the cards, for those who don't know. Fucking amazing art. Holy shit. So good. God damn it. This is so good. The Lovers is the card of dichotomies. It points to the contradictions that clash within each of us and of the exchange of striking a balance between extremes. The Lovers is also the card of dilemmas, like the fool who stands on the crossroads unable to make his choice. Do you like, guys, the tarot card? Except electricity is still working. Yep, there's nothing there, exactly. Machiavelli says, "You really do realize Maelstromers are a fully white race? Is it intentional, or am I remembering wrong? Or if intentional, I would like to know more about it." Machiavelli, yes, that was the intention. That was the intention. We actually had like various different underlying motives of how gangs are put together, and like one of the ways was that the Maelstromers stick to the both like males and females, but they are they are all like a white gang. That was the idea. Official CDPR's tarot cards sold when of yeah, that would be awesome. I think like in CDPR, like Red Gear Shop, at some point they were like huge posters or so, weren't they? I think there were like 2 of the tarot cards were like available. I think as a huge poster, because I remember seeing it and I was like thinking that would be great to maybe like get it for myself. I absolutely love them. Such a great like piece of art. Okay then, Chums. Maelstrom race are not only degenerate but also racist. More reasons to kill them. Yep, that was kind of the intention, my friend. When we were like, I was one of the things about this gang, because like they are mostly the enemy in the game, mostly, right? Like because in the pickup and a few others, like you can get to know them a bit more, but you can see how fucked up and weird they are. I so badly want a whole deck of that art. Oh yeah, look, I can fucking understand, like, I can completely understand that, my friend. Okay then, my chums, I think that we are going to continue now. We still have some time, which is great because we'll manage to play it, I hope so. Did Witcher 3 have boxed version of its expansions? I don't remember. Ashbury Fusion. I don't. I honestly have no idea. Yes, with Gwent cards. Oh, Revolver remembers. Like, I didn't. Sleepcorn of Toxicity 666 wrote, "I am excited for Phantom Liberty." Thank you, my chum. I think it's gonna be quite fine.
Entrance is over here.
Thanks, Johnny. So fucking helpful. Woo. Interesting.
Okay, looks like I found the projector. You wouldn't happen to know how to get it up and running.
Thanks, Johnny. He's like such a helpful soul. By the way, I put here like so many small things for you guys to find, but I assume you guys found it.
Bushido 10, Fade to Black. Must be a classic by now.
Yeah. Here you go. That's like one of the and here you have the release date of the Bushido 10 or Bushido X. Bushido X so much better than Blood Origins. Oh god. Oh yeah. The thing is that you can see here, like, basically, when we were building that up, like, of course, we supported everything with art. We have drive-in theaters, silver pixel cloud, in the game with a complete, like, with a complete branding. Free soda for every kid on Fridays. It's just like, it's so like, I have tried to, like, with the environment artists that I worked in here, we have tried to actually, like, keep it as sort of realistic and close as possible, so that we can build, like, that background of the location for you as much as we could. Silver Prickle Cloud is growing. We are growing. Thanks to all of our new customers, we are thrilled to be adding even more space for you and your cars. More space, more privacy, more excitement. Yep, you can see. That was probably before the recession hit. Thanks, Johnny, for fighting the projector, I guess. I'm just checking if there's anything cool that I could check still. Yeah, they're the Bushido X posters, and it was cool because like I remember when I was working on this quest, you know, and I had this idea. Okay, I had this idea. They're going really for the movies, right? And one of the intentions was I really want to like make the whole movie, like make the movie that you can actually watch in the game, inside the game, and sit together and really like produce this fucking completely like over the top sort of my idea basically, or my reference point was Fast and Furious. Like I wanted to make like a Cyberpunk 2077 version of Fast and Furious series. That's why it gets to like some ridiculous extent, you know, at some point as a movie. Even though, you know, Fast and Furious can be fun as a thing to see. And the thing is that as a player, you can, as a designer, I already knew that we have like Bushido, because like our artists have been working and they basically prepared like Bushido posters for like previous movies. So I was like, what if they make, and actually with Rogue, you're going for an exactly next Bushido movie to make it all like nicely fit together, you know, what is established in the game. So that's why I picked Bushido as the thing to see here. It also kind of fit the pulp approach to the culture that I wanted to show here. Pavel, when I see the Lovers Tarot card, I think Sasha and Panam. Oh yeah. Szakalik wrote ta gra jest cudowna, which means in Polish this game is wonderful. Thank you so much, Szakalik. I really appreciate you, my friend, for this very kind comment. Did you design any quests in Thronebreaker, Pavel? No, I didn't. Quests in Thronebreaker have been designed by Mateusz Tomaszkiewicz, and writing is by Kuba Szamałek. They basically together designed everything there. In the whole game, there wasn't really anything else done by anyone else. You know, Thronebreaker was a really fun game. Okay, so you can see here basically what they were playing. Showtimes, okay, for 20th of January 2069. Nightmare on Jig Jig Street, A Song of Ice and Chrome. Haha, it's interesting. Yeah, but I mean Machiavelli, because it's a, you know, like in our approach, because Machiavelli commented on again, you know, on the fact that the Maelstrom is all white. Like we wanted to show in a way how this kind of organization and gang could work and look like in the future, looking at a dystopian future Cyberpunk is. So they don't have to act racist to be racist. You know what I mean? Because racism is not only, attacking people of different ethnicity, is also simply not accepting them into your group, into your circle. That's almost the same thing, you know. So that was basically our take on this, you know. And again, it's a very much an underlying tone in that gang. It's not a dominant topic. In the way they are built and constructed as a gang, it was just one of the things that we wanted to touch, you know, because like if we would have like addressed it in a bigger way, it would be a full quest about it. Anyway, Song of Ice and Chrome, do you guys like that? I think it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it was cool, subtle. Exactly, that was the idea. The Streets of Night City, Bushido X Fade to Black, and a Silver Pixels classic rom-com extravaganza. Here you go. Immortal Cyclone says, hi Pavel, it's the first time I'm popping up and I just wanted to let you know how much I love the stories you and your team put together. Thank you so much, my friend. There are some truly exceptional stories in the game that I'm extremely grateful for being able to play. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, players like you, who appreciate what we have done. And I hope that, you are going to try the expansion and let us know what you think, really, you know. Okay then, my tombs. So we got this. I think we are ready to go. Projector panel.
Glad to see.
Look at that. Last played Bushido 10. Perfect.
Looks like a spurt of runny shit.
V, we're at a drive-in. Movie's the last thing we care about. Just want some background noise, a little blood, tits, and gore, that sort of thing.
Johnny's
We'll give you that.
Johnny's interpretation of like.
All right, V, run along. I'll take it from here.
Uh-huh. Yep. You know, Johnny takes it from here. So yeah, from now, from what I'm seeing, there are like commercials are running before the movie. That's why, you know, you have this Vargas
Let's get out of here.
there. Your kids have fun now. These one-liners are just so well written. Topajasta wrote. I'm glad you think so. You know, it like our writers put a lot of work into this, both in Polish, in English, and all other actually language version. To be gone.
Ready?
A little blood, tits, and gore makes everything better. Ashby Refusion wrote. Yeah, I guess that's basically the interpretation of fun by Johnny Silverhand.
Have fun, you crazy kids.
Pavel, he said, let's get out from here. He changed his mind.
Grabbed us the best spots.
Woohoo!
Hop on up.
And you can see the UI change. Oh yeah, here you have the movie. Woohoo! Look at this fucking combat scene, you know? Jesus Christ. This projector is... Wow. You can see, like, we have produced a full fucking movie, you know? For you guys. We have produced the full... Like, not like the full movie, but like the bigger clips of the movie for you guys, you know? But like the action scene and everything, you know? So that you can just enjoy when playing this. I sat here and watched the movie for a bit. V Silverhand wrote, yeah, and that was the intention. That's what I wanted to do.
Imagine this evening going?
Always knew things would have to change for us to just go out and catch a movie. Never imagined they'd change this much. Let's pretend it's 2015, huh? We just met, and I got no idea what a bastard you are.
Oh, thanks, thanks, Rogue. I guess that's nice. Oh, this is another Matrix reference. Oh, there's there's like few, yeah. By the way, this movie was like so expensive, you know, to make. But I felt like for this scene, it really was important because otherwise it wouldn't work. You know, how you're supposed to go for the movies and there's no movie, right, playing. So I love the fact that actually we ended up making it. I like the Rogue of 20.
But I like 2077 Rogue.
A far inferior version.
But you can see she's smiling, right?
Okay.
That makes
so
her.
It's 2015.
That they make
if
it makes her
you could do it
happy.
all again, what would you change? Anything at all?
Oh God. What would you change? Do anything not to lose you? Think I'd do Kaer? Viewer died.
Taking a while to mull that one over.
Never did anything I wouldn't do again. Oh. Oh God, I'd kill Smasher. Fucking hell.
I'd get Smasher before he got
I know the books. Have you died?
Maybe plant more charges in that tower.
So you do the exact same thing, just better.
Hey. What's this?
Nothing, it's just... Had a lot of time to think while you were away. What ifs and all that.
Nightild wrote CDPR are ridiculously talented. My godness, the nuance in all the animations. I mean, this is our fucking animators, you know, David Cordero and so on. They're like, he's so amazing. Yeah, here you have like the gore, right? Because like the this movie was like designed to be like a B movie where he like tears off his arm and so on, and like screams here. And then he reminds himself, you know, he thinks back and sees him with the girl, right? I fucking love Bushido X. Bushido X. Yeah, it's such a B movie. I've seen many movies like these in sci-fi. Yeah, that was the idea, you know. He's like a tough guy who's fixing the car. When the girl waits, you know, she walks away. He grabs her hand, you know. So yeah, and they kiss, and then you have a shot, you know, on like the junkyard with a fucking sun in the back. It's like, this is like so ridiculous. The story for that movie was written by Kuba Shamawik. I remember when I was talking with him and discussing it, you know. And again, you know, it's a small like subliminal thing that I'm building as a designer, right? You walk in, you go for a date, you know, together. She's dressed nicely. You find the lovers. You watch the movie and they're kissing each other, right? It's just the way, you know, how romantic exactly. That's some good shit. Yeah, exactly. That's basically how I wanted it to go. Why are some lines blue coral, or you mean this one? Because this is like, those lines are progressing the conversation forward, and those like are additional questions that you can ask, but they can also unlock additional things. So that's been in both in Witcher and Cyberpunk. We use that design because we believed that it was actually
Sure, that's it. Nothing
really
about Grayson or Smasher.
working.
What? What's Smasher got to do with anything?
Getting the sense you still got a thorn in your side there.
Yeah.
'Cause I do. I'm irate, disappointed, but rather not think about it now.
And one additional like thing I wanted to add here. Hi Hedo, nice to have you with us. So one additional thing I wanted to mention just a moment ago is that you can see when V speaks, actually her line overlapping with Johnny's line, because we have recorded that lines twice. When Johnny takes over, you can actually, at the very beginning, you can barely hear him, but more actually your sickness is progressing, louder his voice is. Hello, Ogniste, nice to have you with us, my friend. And like, that's why, you know, like in case of those lines, we have actually, you know, like recorded them twice, you know, and in case, because you have male V, female V, and Johnny, so like 3 times, right? Those lines, so that you have them speak on top of each other, and you can really feel, you know, that he is actually really there. Hello, Furious Furball. I'm glad you're with us. Only thing that matters is I came back to you. Got a feeling you're not telling me something. Okay.
Think you might be hiding something from me.
Johnny, there's a heap of things I'm hiding from you.
At least she's honest.
But all we got's this one night.
Seratzin Alpha, thank you so much, my friend, for being with us. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having an amazing day. Thank you, Pavel, for the streams. Thank you, my friend. Does Rogue fuse Johnny's voice while he's speaking? No, she doesn't. This is very much like, very much in V's head. She hears V speak, but she sees actually like that V's, you know, V's completely different behavior, demeanor, and everything like this, you know. So that is very, very like dominant. Anyway, are we going for a kiss, my friends? Cybervesta commented, I hope you aren't as romantic with Sapphire as you are with Rogue, because that's some real mood killer vibes. Rogue should have said her head turns and you just can't continue. Thanks, Cybervesta. Augusta said, I don't know what happened, but I had to follow you twice. I mean, I don't know what happened. Anyway, are we going for the kiss? I guess we are, because why not?
It's more than I ever could have asked.
We are playing a whore V, you know, going for absolutely everyone.
Rogue, I'm here on borrowed time in a borrowed body.
I love the music here.
But I'm here.
Yeah, it was so much work to actually figure out how to make those intimate scenes work out in the first person, you know, to make them be good. Let Rogue have her toxic boyfriend. Yeah, exactly. And here you have what I talked about before about changing clothes and stuff. And that's one of the things I really wanted to do, is like have Rogue as a mature woman who's still really attractive, and have that attractiveness poke through like the, you know, the fact that she's like 70, right? Because again, she has a lot of cyberware, like she's augmented as hell. You can see, you know, her skin stretched out on her face, you know, and so on. Not to see the wrinkles and everything. But in the same time, you can see that she's still like an attractive woman. Rogue's
Johnny,
an absolute smoke show.
I can't. It's not right.
Yeah. And you can't imagine how many debates we had about this exact moment. Yeah, Tacitus wrote MILF. I mean, in a way, yes. Like, I basically really wanted to have, like, a mature woman character in the game who, in the same time, is still attractive and who's, like, a very important character for the game, for the story, and so on. And we have, like, discussed so many times, you know, how that scene should play out, you know, because, like, I think quite early we knew that, you know, it wouldn't work for Rogue as her character to really just unapologetically, without, you know, any remorse, just have sex with Johnny here. You can see that she's hiding something. Something is eating her from inside. And that was important to show. And for us was like, yeah, if we'll just do some banging here, then it wouldn't work. You know, it wouldn't work for her as a character. That's why, you know, we were like trying to balance it, like how far they should go, you know, how far they should go, and you know, how does it look like? Roomstick says, I adore the choice you made here. It is so human. Two people trying to relieve old flame just to figure out it died long ago. Exactly. They can just cheat themselves, right? Like, Johnny's not there, it's V. You know, Rogue can still believe it's him, but it's long gone, right? And also, like, yeah, and also, like, of course, you know, Johnny here looks like a younger woman, which is of course important, you know, in that context. But I don't think, like, this is the most this is a thing that completely breaks it for Rogue, you know. There are other things that are in her mind. It's not right. You mean towards V? Let's try. I will be a bit insensitive.
Meaning not fair to V.
Not fair to you. Tried so hard to pretend nothing's changed. To pretend I'm the same Rogue you knew. Actually managed to fool myself for a little. Get back on my own.
Rogue!
God damn it. God damn it. This didn't work out, you know. I remember I was so scared that, like, players would be so pissed at me for this, but I felt it didn't work, you know, and it wouldn't, you know, between them. It was important to, like, build up, because it's an important element of building Johnny Silverhand and the whole storyline in the game through the eyes of other characters, right? I love Rogue so much, one of my absolute favorite characters, Skellier wrote. I'm glad you like her. I think she's very cool and unique. She's cool and a unique character, really. Oof.
Rogue's gone.
Yep.
And we woke up, apparently, a quite significant time after, you know?
Let's get out of here.
Not mad, but disappointed, Sag. Yeah, I can imagine. Guess it didn't go well. What'd you get into a fight about? First?
Guess things did not go swimmingly.
Nope. Was gonna be a nice night at the drive-in. Now she's mad and won't tell me what about.
And you can see here that actually, like, because we have progressed so far already with Johnny as his relationship, he's also speaking here, and I'm talking about Keanu's performance.
So, ready?
He's just so much warmer towards V than he was before. And again, there is this moment when that changes in a way on the oil fields, right? Like, from this point on, like, in a way, he speaks slightly differently. He has a rougher moments, of course, but
let's get out of here.
But again, he's just so much softer. Daptiev wrote, I wasn't mad, but I thought I chose the wrong dialogue and messed up the romance. Yeah, Daptiev, like, there was a variant in which I was considering early on when I was designing this, of me thinking like, maybe I should go like that, but then I was like, nah, but players will just check it on the internet and always just pick the same option. So I felt it was pointless.
So, you ready?
It was more important to have good characters and better storyline than just a gimmick thing that players would have checked in wiki and would know anyway. Listen to how Johnny speaks here.
Any guesses?
Remember Grayson, how they spoke? How weird it was?
Weird's not the word, I don't think. He was toying with her. Could be something to that.
Gotta mull it over. For now, take me to North Oak.
That's supposed to help you figure out Rogue?
No, Carrie. Tell you once we're there. Movie was a turd wrapped in crepe paper.
I love this line. I fucking love this line. An achievement like locked. Watch Bushido X with Rogue, Bushido and Chill. I really like the I really like the title of this. Holding on. Yep, that's another of my quests. It's so cool actually to be able to play it with you guys. Honestly, I feel so blessed to be able to have this experience. You know. It's incredible. It's like one of the coolest fucking experiences I could probably ask for, you know, as a like, you know, quest designer creator, to be able to make something and just like play it with you and talk with you about it. It's so fun, such a fantastic like experience. I just love it. Nick Sivuro wrote, I'm really looking to play it again for the third time before new expansion came out. Cyberpunk is from day one, even there was few problems, such an amazing experience. One of my best games, Nick Sivuro wrote. Thank you so much, my friend. Glad. I hope you're going to. I hope you're going to pick up the expansion. Okay. Well, my card despawned, I guess, because it was too long. Okay then, my dears, so it seems... no, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's call the car and let's drive towards Kaer. We'll see how much we can play of that quest of holding on. You know what? Okay. I'm just thinking, maybe we could, like... Could we, like, buy another car? Service points, that's what I want. Nazare Racer. Oh really? That's Arch Nazare literally here? Okay, well, let's just see how expensive it is. And I will buy it. I'll try to, because I really wanna... What? Oh, I should actually go on road, I think. No, so I will call the... Something we didn't drive this often. Maybe the saw guard. Why not? Let's go. Okay. Jesus. Abrupt stop. She's a very pretty bike. Today. Oh yeah.
The last active
I, by the way, so much love our vehicles, like the interiors and so on.
Solar power generation.
They are like so fucking badass, honestly. Like one of the best things in the game for me are vehicles. I wish we could like do more stuff with them.
Suspended in our atmosphere, a result of the Himalayan
You know,
wars,
even more.
has limited the amount of solar radiation
As
reaching
a
the
player,
Earth's
I mean.
surface. More importantly,
Gonna start my second playthrough soon. Mitchell Road. I'm glad you're considering it. Okay, let's park it. Ooh. Okay. 71,000? Jesus, that is such a fucking expensive vehicle. I'm 80. God damn it, I'm at 80. By the way, do you like my V? She looks so fucking stylish. Because I love that vest that we got. And I was like, oof, that looks so good. You know? Yeah. What are the other sets we have? We have this one, right? We have this one. I also love this jacket. Yeah, those boots are awesome as well. And this one's the last one that we have made. Anyway, let's stay in this one. Okay, well, anyway, I'm gonna basically go in and just sell everything I have, which is not that much, but I have something, so that we can make some money. But not this time. Let's buy. Yay! I love it. And you have this like small subtle UI. I don't know if you guys see it, but like since I think 1.5, we have added this UI notification that under the minimap, when you buy a vehicle, it gives you like basically this like nicely looking, nicely crafted, I would say, notification. Side jobs. Should we do violence maybe? No, let's go holding on, and then we'll do violence in between. Killing me, Pavo. Oh, because I'm taking too much time. No, don't worry. I mean, Viorodine will focus on it anyway. Like next stream a bit more. Look how awesome she looks like. Sorry, Viorodine, but you know I need to. I like it's clothing for me is really important. I really love fashion. Fucking hell, this is a cool set. Okay, well, let's rock the fucking Night City. Let's go. 15 minutes remaining. Yeah, I think we'll only play that first scene and then maybe approach the Kaer's villa and then save the game for the next week.
From now on, Chinese citizens can use only autonomous vehicles approved by government regulators. State-validated self-driving.
Since Corpo is a background, was there ever talk of possible V that remains a corp, a loyalist till the end? Well, in a way you can do that, right? Maybe using his conflicts with Arasaka. Well, I mean, in a way you can do it in the game. So there was a conversation like this. I assume you are talking about like even bigger difference of like you are like literally staying in as a member of Arasaka all the time. By the way, I love this roundabout with this like golden chicken in the center. Like it's so cool that like those districts have such a different vibe. Cool music. Okay, well, let's go. What are you doing? I was driving my vehicle. Have people seen the room inspired from your Dode book? Not sure if they've seen it, but yeah. I think we were there at some point together. Just wanted to take time to thank you and the team for giving me literally 1,000 hours of content, Tilted Crow wrote. Looking forward to Phantom Liberty and hope you will find America to be a great place to live, Tilted Crow wrote. I hope so too, you know, Tilted Crow. I'm really looking forward to get you guys, you know, getting the Phantom Liberty and enjoying the OK expansion. And I mean, I'm really looking forward to work on Orion and my move to Boston, you know. So there's gonna be a lot of things happening in this year, I think. That will be a very eventful year, I think. And I'm really hyped for it, to be honest. Okay then, let's go.
This ought to work.
So you can see here that Johnny is actually speaking, and I'm talking about Keanu's performance here. Like, he's actually speaking with, like, much more, like...
Let's get out of here.
Outside of this, maybe. He's actually really so much more deep into his thoughts, actually, about, like, what's happening.
Well, so why are we here exactly?
Heard Kaer got himself a buck a mansion here. Done well.
Where'd you hear anything about Kaer?
In and about town. Scream sheets are full of shit about him. Oh, right. You weren't around.
Mm-hmm. Your boy's night out. So what? Want to pay him a visit?
Yep. Seems as good a time as any.
Always did have some beef with him, didn't you?
Me? Nah. He's the one who couldn't decide whether to fuck me or boot me out of the band.
Okay, I don't think I need to know. Classic visions.
Back to the Titan Visionaries.
Problem with Kaer was he had a dick, meaning I wasn't interested. But he was missing the balls.
Oh, God.
Only posed as a rebel to fit in. Actually desperate not to step on any toes. Arasaka's especially.
Yeah.
You get along any better with the rest of the band?
Others didn't give a rat's dick about me. Nancy just enjoyed controlling us. Treated us all like sex-scavenging half-wits.
You can see how
Which was
difficult
kinda
it
true
is for him,
Henry,
in a way.
actually.
Right? Because he's acting
Tried to get
slightly
with Demi.
differently
Thing
than
was
normally.
Those two rarely shared the same state of consciousness at once.
So, I gotta hit Carrie's digs. Look around. Critique the drapes.
Know what they're writing about him? He's depressed, attempted suicide.
What, really worried he wants to hurt himself?
Who knows? Either way, could give him some pointers.
Meaning you want to go in person. Gotta hand you the reins again.
Yes. Behaved myself last time, didn't I? I think I warrant another furlough for good behavior.
Yeah, so you can see here, like, first we wanted to, like, give a very strong introduction in a way to Kaer and mention him basically in a proper context.
So, ready?
You can see, you know, that from up front we're showing that there was, like, something going on between, you know, Johnny and Kaer. Like, he says that Kaer didn't know if he wants to fuck me or boot me out of the band, you know. Other than that, look, we positioned this conversation actually here by this pond of water, here where the villa is there, so that you can have it in the context. In the same time, it's such an amazing view. I remember when I was scouting this location, I was just checking it and I found it for the scene. And I was like, this is such an amazing fucking spot to build, to have this scene for. Here to just like have it in the view. And probably like a high probability that player didn't arrive here by themselves. So I thought, yeah, that's actually an awesome place to really build it. Victor Necrofunk asks, will the DLC touch up the topic that Silverine Engram is unreliable since his memories are all over the place? My friend, I can't talk about any future content. You know it, Victor. You've been here before. I can't touch any future content, my friend, and shouldn't be talking about. Also, not to take enjoyment out of you guys, you know, when you'll be playing this OK expansion, you know. Okay. So let's finish our conversation with Johnny. Attempted suicide. Care to explain?
What was that about attempted suicide?
Amateur hour. Didn't even cobble together the right audience.
Oh, God. Johnny.
Tried to put a bullet through his skull in his room. Bodyguard took his gun like candy from a baby.
Could just be the rumor mill.
Sure, could. But I want to know.
Yeah, and you can see that he still actually cares for his friend, you know, and that's why he's asking you basically to go, you know, and check it. Michal said, I can't wait to play your OK expansion. The world's most okayest expansion. Yeah. As always, Pavel, we always sell it, that okay excitement. Yeah, Sapphire, because like we were talking about it, you know, they were asking me about the comment regarding like recent rumors slash news about Cyberpunk, and I was saying that like this one time I'll comment on it, and I said that Cyberpunk's gonna have really okay expansion, and that's it. That's as much hype as I'm gonna pump.
First Rogue, now Kaer. Who's next on the list of conjugal visits?
Nobody. Just so happens the list of people I consider friends and who are still alive is pretty damn short. Exactly why I need to talk to Kaer.
Keanu's performance is so fucking good as Johnny Silverhand, by the way. Like, look how he delivered this line. It was like, it was so good. Like, it was so good. This guy is like, he literally like, this is one of his best roles in a whole fucking his career almost.
Okay, but I want to know what you plan to do.
Nothing stupid, I promise. Just want to see how he's doing.
Yeah, as a
you
player,
plan
you
to
can
tell
also
him the
drop
team?
this, right? Like at
Maybe
this
dealing with
point.
some real personal shit right now. Might not be the best time to mess with his head.
Kaer was always dealing with personal shit. That's why, in spite of everything else, we got along. Don't worry. I'll play it by ear, sensitively. First things first. We gotta get into that house.
Okay.
Okay, just let me know when you want to take the wheel.
Yeah, and you can see here, you know, like, because V agreed, you know, she says, like, hey, okay, just let me know when you want to, you know, take the wheel, and so on. So this is cool. This is why it's built like that. Wow. I fucking love this. This looks so awesome. Anyhow. Okay, Camille says hidden place. Lol, yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, it is. I mean, I quite like it, to be completely honest. Vodim, thank you so much, my friend, for the sub. I really appreciate you. Camille said there is a hidden place. Look at that Norfolk Scythe. Go there and try to get onto O. Yeah. I think I even remember open world team. I think even open world team talked to me at some point about this, because we were like, probably everyone's gonna be, you can see it here, probably everyone's gonna be trying to get inside that O, because that's sort of like a natural thing to do, almost. Woohoo! What a fucking view. By the way, Columbarium, it's such an amazing, interesting location, you know. Where's the O, though? God damn it. I am scared of heights. Oh, I can get here and here. Yay! I managed to discover my chums. Okay, cool. Damn. That's like so much stuff. In the drone log that we have obtained. Okay, let's see what the drone, let's see what the drone has went through at the very end. Initiating flight. Target key weight 64 lb. Warning, maximum load weight exceeded. Continue flight. Manual override. Initiating flight 322. Strong NA winds. 53 mph. Attempting path correction. Correction attempted failed. Uncontrolled loss of altitude. Critically low altitude. 12 feet. Critically low altitude. 5 feet. Critically low altitude. 2 feet. Damn. Well, anyhow, poor drone. Poor drone was executing something and basically hit it here. By the way, did you guys see this? You know, in old times, this is how the gangs were like marking their territory, right? Hanging the shoes on the electricity lines. gangs, also teenagers did it quite a lot, you know. So, cool. Okay, sounds like an order in Chinese restaurant. Better Call Saul reference. Suppose that they are Oscar worthy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I believe there's a related shard somewhere, or is there? I don't know actually. It could be, but this is really awesome actually that it is like this, you know, and that it's that the sign has been built to be explorable, you know, like that for the player. Yes, so that was not intended. But that was, that was not intended. I jumped and I died. It's interesting that you can see some drugs that have fallen there. What the hell? Anyway, I'm gonna do it really quickly, and we are done for today, my dears. Sorry that I died. I didn't save. Holy fuck. That was not intentional. Okay. I gotta save much more now. I gotta save my. And now I will have so much trouble of getting there. Because I didn't save. I'm such a boomer, my dears. Okay, then. Yes, we are almost there. We are almost there. I've always corrected my mistake. Always corrected my mistake. Save the game. Okay. Here. Yes. Okay. Yes, open this because we have read it. Okay, close. Save the game. Can I jump? I should be able to survive this. No? Jesus Christ. Yes. I survived. Jesus. I'm getting anxious watching. Yes, I was anxious myself. Kira, believe me. Okay then. We have managed to do that. Perfection. So next time we are paying a visit to Kaer Eurodyne. My friends, thank you so much for being here today. As always, I had a lot of fun, especially doing the voice acting for you, if you can even call it an acting. That is the part that is always making me wonder if that's true. Now, what I want to play now is some cool music for you, my dears, for the end of the stream. So let's go. Kaer's house is so amazing. I know, I'll have a lot to say about it. Now, my dears, there is so much more to do in Cyberpunk. We'll eventually get there. It was a quick 3.5 hours. We'll see each other next week, though. I'm not going anywhere, and I hope you are not going anywhere as well. I wanted to thank our amazing moderators and amazing Reds that have been here today. I wanted to mention Ayano, our UI producer, Chivog, our customer support engineer, Small Sandayu, Kira, our in-game photographer, Connor, David, our destruction artist, Madgat, Ankit, our programmer, and I think those are all the Reds. And I wanted to mention all amazing moderators, my dear girlfriend Sapphire, and Kogito. Thank you to both of you for being with us today. Thank you all for asking amazing fucking questions, you know. You guys make me be better. I wish you an amazing week, and we are going to see each other next week. Bye-bye.
I guess I'm not strong enough. right now. I'm not strong enough right now. Forgive me for letting